All right, gentlemen. I see none of you guys appreciated the Hootie and the Blowfish. I see how it is. Yeah, it's like shit that a 90s fucking soccer van mom would listen to, but fuck you. I like it. Yeah, I got my fall. It's pretty damn good, and I bought ammo for it. Manual says it can fire 7.62 by 5.1 and 308 Winchester. Went to the gun store, tried to pick up 7.62, but didn't have any, so I just got Winchester, and that ran me like a fucking $100. $100 for 3 boxes. That's kind of ridiculous. But be how it be. Be how it be. All right. Praise Lord Xenu. The Scientologists do something else weird today, because, like, why are we talking about Xenu? That thing about the Italian killing the Tunisian muggers who try to kill him and his wife? Yeah, if I remember, someone posted the story. It was like 2 Tunisian migrants rob a guy and his wife in their van. They walk up to it with a knife. They went home. The guy got his rifle, went back to where they were mugged, found the 2 guys, and shot them. And it's like, you know what? Pretty good. Pretty based. Kissinger is killed Ripozo. Yeah. That was the one where, much like John McCain, every side of the political aisle could come in and join in harmony, hold hands, and sing about how much we want to piss on that old fuck's grave. Pretty good. June the King made a new Wings video, and the trolls are truly vile. It's the Sons of Kojima all over again. Oh, yeah. It always happens with troll groups. It's like, they find their target, they feel morally justified to fuck with them, and then they will just devolve. See, Japan apparently moved Hamas from their foreign terror list. Yeah, they did it along with the Taliban, but supposedly this might have actually been something they've done a while ago and we're only hearing about now. I don't know. Did you hear about the journalist try to cancel a kid for wearing half black, half red at the football game? Yeah, and then they find out, like, not only is the kid Native American, like, at first they tried to, like, frame it to where it was only the black face. Then people said, hey, show the whole picture, and it's black and red. Then they went, well, he's still wearing a Native American headdress. Then they found out that the kid's dad is, like, a literal fucking chieftain in the Indian reservation. Because they're, like, what, Chumash tribe or something? Like, they're no bullshit natives. So it's like, oh boy, this just keeps getting funnier. Hey, here's what the Norwegian guy says at the start of the movie. Get the hell away. It's not a dog. It's a thing imitating a dog. It's not real. Get away, idiots. See, that's pretty good. It's like those little details. And once again, it kind of, it could have been a detail that made the prequel stronger, where it's like, oh, of course, the only people that had to survive were the fucking only ones that could speak Norwegian. Because if any of the, like, what, 5 or 6 people that could speak English on the Norwegian team survived, they could have literally just said, let me kill that thing. I'm fucking begging you. See a Furiosa trailer? Yeah, I saw that. I like Anya Taylor-Joy a lot more as Furiosa. Because I stated, I never cared for Charlize Theron. Something about her, I was just like, I don't like you. Oh yeah, the Scooby-Doo fan animation got official voice actors. The guy got raked over the coals. Oh yeah, they fucked that guy over bad. And I liked what some of the people had to say about it, where it's like, hey, you better get this to the numbers it was at originally. It's like, get this to the numbers it was at originally. You're the people that made it a big deal. You know, you're not allowed to fuck this guy over and leave him hanging. What do you think of the Berserk critique that's circulating? Watch the woman's content before and she can't pick up the subtext. Oh, it's bait. It's 100% bait. She was on Twitter talking about how she was glad Miura died and all that. It's like, yeah, she's just baiting. It's the typical thing that always happens when people ping me. It's like, hey, did you see this thing where this guy's like talking about how Griffith totally did nothing wrong and all that shit? It's like, dude, they're bait posts. Because they know it's controversial and people are autistic and will always believe it and go, no, but this time they're serious. Like, they're not. Like, they're in it to ruffle feathers and get controversy and clout. That's it. Hey. You see me on the DN's SL show? I have no idea what the hell that is. Red Volume 18 of Berserk EU. Is that the one with the trolls? Because that one's awesome. Yeah, it keeps calling me you're a pedo for talking about the same person. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a bait post. Like, it's a bait thing. It's, hey, Berserk's really big right now, and I'm just going to ride the trend by just claiming every other fucking Twitter critique that's ever been said. It's Mior's a pedo, Mior's this, Mior's that. It's like, yeah, whatever. CM Punk returned to WWE. That's interesting. Have you read the Battle Royale manga? Art's genuinely amazing. Oh, yeah. I read the manga and I read the book. Oh, boy, is it fucked up. The one chick who wanted to, like, fuck dudes as they are dying was insane, and it was great. Oh, the pagan orgy? Yeah, that one's not that bad. Watched like 5 minutes of her vid. She said Berserk was her favorite manga, and then said every other arc outside of Golden Age sucked. Bit used to be believable. That's what I mean. It's like very, very clearly like, okay, you are just shit posting. What do you think of Dragon's Dogma 2 showcase? I think it will be very, very interesting. But, double down on the Berserk references. I need more. More Berserk references, never-ending Berserk references. I do believe you with it being bait, but she is generally fairly leftist and intolerant to criticism. Part of me thinks it's legit this time. Nah, State, I just 100% think it's bait. I think it's the typical, like, oh, I made all the people who are fans upset. Now they're going to come down on me. You know, that bullshit. We'll pay him $5. Wasn't it supposed to be originally revealed that the thing was assimilating the aliens on the crash ship instead of digital cubes? Studio fucked them. Yeah. Well, that was what the thing the chick is staring at the end of the movie before they replaced it with a Tetris thing. It was supposed to be like a hung alien corpse that committed suicide because it didn't want to be infected. They had the model for it and everything. Godzilla -1 is tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. No, it was showing where I'm at. I didn't go see that, though. I went to go see Silent Night. Silent Night was pretty good. I actually liked it. Very simple story, but it kind of had to be with the gimmick it was doing where, like, no one talks. Like, it's not just the main guy who's mute. Like, everyone in the movie is just doesn't talk. The only exception is, like radio and police broadcasts. You'll hear, like, expository stuff there, but it makes sense because you have to get that information across somehow. But no, everyone else, they're, like, quiet. There's no dialogue. It's actually interesting. Did you hear about the new Cyberpunk update? Yeah, they're being coy about it. They're going to show off some of it on Twitch. So I am interested. Could be inflammatory so they could say the fandom is out to get them when they call them out. Yeah, that's what they always do. It is the most, like, distilled, formulaic version of what they've done all the time, which is shit on a piece of media, get a bunch of fans angry. When the fans respond in kind, you can now point to them and go, well, look how horrible they are to me. This is just going way too far. All I did was start a discussion, guys. I mean, it's what they do all the time. Hanging Alien was legit cucked by Tetris blocks. I hate Hollywood and Corpo. Oh yeah, it sucks. Have you seen Thanksgiving, the horror movie? I've not. I heard it was all right, but I'm going to wait for that one to be on video on demand. I'm not really sure about seeing it in a theater. So Warner Bros. Went full retard. They originally planned to remove a lot of their Looney Tunes stuff, and now backtracking after they rightfully got flagged. Well, yeah, what the fuck were they thinking? It's like, it's not even a matter of like, oh, these just never came out, and we just have what's left of it. Kind of like the Popeye thing, where it's like, hey, most of it's done, but it's still kind of in pre-production or like some early stage. No, this is like full on like, dude, these are finished. These are finished movies. Why are you not even releasing them? And I think it's the new retard Hollywood trend that they're going to pull for a little bit, where they'll have fully finished movies, say, oh yeah, we could release these, but we don't want to, and then sell them off at a high price, because now it's limited edition shit. Probably watch Godzilla -1 on matinee tomorrow. I'm planning on seeing it with the bros. We're gonna make a day to go see it. Start a discussion. The only thing you need to start is leaving. Yeah. Thing was pretty good. Never read Who Goes There short stories. Ain't good. It's pretty good. Very different from the movie though. Very different. Like, they don't use fire. They use electricity. So yeah, it's out there. There's even an entire Aliens anime that was completed and finished and done, but for some reason Fox and now Disney just keep it in a vault. That's what I mean. It's like, what? Do they think they'll get a better price on it? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Basically the movie equivalent of DLC. Yeah, it's very possible. Is Noel still breaking down over cheese? I don't know. I assume so. He still copes and is like, no, you have to go to like a city to get good cheese. Like, it's the exact opposite. You go to a city, it's some like Whole Foods, traditional natural food thing, and it's all processed crap. Then you just go to some butcher in like a small town and they have a million times better stuff. Seeing the alien hanging would be easily haunting compared to the CG blocks got in the movie. Yeah. No one wanted the CGI. Like, literally no one wanted the CGI. Not even the fucking remake people. It was only there because the studio demanded it. Motherfucker, cheese is cheese. Is White and Black the thing any good? Thing from Another World? It's okay. It's a 50s B movie. It's very, very cheesy. Funny enough. Haha. Be sad when Disney kills Hulu. On one hand, I would be sad because it has some good stuff like the Gannibal live action show. On the other hand, I'm like, dude, you have to pay for like the top tier plan to not get commercials. Even then, they will slip in commercials every now and again. It is bullshit. I hate Hulu. I hate Hulu. Alright. There we go. Okay. Thing from the World's Classic. It's okay. It's okay. I don't. Knowing how much of the director was a dick to John Carpenter, considering the remake, I kind of look at it with a bit of a sour note, where it's like, dude, you could have been a gentleman about it, but no, you had to be a dick. All streaming services are dog shit. They're not great. They're very much not great. New CEO of the company after the Discovery merge is from Discovery, and everything animated is trying to fucking kill the animated stuff. So having the Cartoon Network shit, yeah. Like they're going out of their way to make it like as obnoxious as possible to keep the animation market alive, which is bullshit. Because like, dude, there's no reason to do that. Europe is mainly destroying Josh. You need to evacuate him and force him to shoot guns, drink piss water, and yell racial slurs in front of politicians. He said he's moving back to Florida, so he might come around and be like, oh, right, America has a bunch of good stuff. I think he's lived in Eastern Europe a little too long. Perfectly fine commercials, and I'm not paying for Hulu. Give me time to pee, but when I'm fucking paying, oh, yeah. Like, Netflix started doing that. Netflix started slipping in commercials, and because, like, my family downgraded their package, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, really? The one reason you would give money to a streaming service, which is I want to watch shows with no ads because I'm directly paying you, and they're like, no. It's like, no, you have to, you gotta give us money, you know? How dare you assume we're not gonna put ads? Fuck you. You like movie reaction YouTube channels? Not really. Mainly I'm just like, dude, I want to watch the movie myself. I want to watch it. I mean, watch-alongs are different, you know, because you can have funny stuff. But if it's like just a reaction channel thing, like they're watching trailers, I mainly go like, nah, I'll just watch the trailer. What's about GTA 6 charging players by the hour? One of the executives, I think it was 2K, it might have been like Rockstar. Point is, like, one of the executives involved in GTA 6 made statements before of like, you know, really, if we're gonna be honest, with the way video games are going, we could start charging service by hour. You know, we could start charging gamers by the hour, and it's like, fuck you. Can a PS4 play DVD movies or Blu-rays? I know it can do Blu-rays for sure. I don't know about DVDs. Should be. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. Just got back from the theater, watched Godzilla. It was great. Yeah. As I said, I plan on watching Godzilla just, you know, later. Did you watch the Kurt Russell commentary on The Thing? He and Carpenter, I think it was Carpenter. Yeah, it was John Carpenter. Just go fucking insane with laughter for no reason. Yeah, they really liked each other. Kurt Russell and Carpenter, they're really good friends. Because, I mean, hell, he's part of the reason Kurt Russell really got to kickstart a career. Because, you know, as stated, at around the time he was active, Kurt Russell wasn't really taking that seriously. He was involved in, like, I think it was, like, Disney Channel stuff or something like that. But then John Carpenter was like, hey, man, you're pretty good. Let's get you involved in some movies and shit. So got him into Escape from New York, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Elvis, a whole bunch of stuff. We're getting closer to government-regulated games, aren't we? It's a distinct possibility. PS5 can't play CDs. Well, to be fair, what can play CDs anymore? It was a fucking Mouseketeer. Yeah, I stated it was something like that. When is Gamera coming back? I do not know. That would be interesting. And yeah, we're going to have to wait here for a little bit. It's going to be one of those. Strange gaming industry got by just fine without being a live service that milked every cent you've gotten and has to look under the couch. Yeah. Because we're dealing with people who are super fucking entitled at the very idea of telling them, hey, don't embezzle every single cent you get from the company. It's like, wait, no, why would I do that, though? Why would I not? That's money. That's my money. Oh, crunchy bitrate? Yeah, let me see. So this is good on my end. I stay. It still give me the bullshit warning where it's like, well, clearly your bitrate needs to be 7 megs. Yeah, 7 megs a second in order for it to work. It's like, fuck you. Government regulated games Goodbye Volcano High was allegedly funded in part by the Canadian government. Yeah. And that took like, what, 10 years to come out only to be upshowed by a fucking 4chan shitpost? I'm opening my ginger ale. Last note Walt Disney wrote before he died was addressed to Kurt Russell. Don't even think he managed to finish it. Really weird. He was telling him, Kurt, go ahead and be an Escape from New York. I swear it'll be a good idea. And Kurt's like, thank you, Walt, I will. And a person literally say a game was good because of all of its DLC. I'm sorry, what? Am I old? Because back in my day, we talked about how good a game was, and I mentioned the expansions. Yeah, we are old. You remember a time when you could buy a game and half the shit hidden wasn't DLC, it was stuff you could unlock. Have this case of ginger or sparkling water. Tried it once and hate it. What the fuck do I do with it? Ginger sparkling water. It's like... It's basically just ginger ale without sugar in it. Called person out, $2. Happy birthday again. I'm 29. It's all downhill from here. Oh, yeah. Are there real flesh and blood people who defend every predatory practice game companies employ? Not talking Twitter. I've seen IRL people defend YouTube ads. So, it's kind of a mix of things. It's... These companies pay out the ass to have shill accounts on Twitter and social media, and they also influence influencers too, like YouTubers, to defend this stuff and say, well, it's not that big a deal. I think Extra Credits is probably the most infamous for that, where they're like, well, guys, if we're being honest to your games, if you look at how much they should cost, they should be like over $100. And it's like, fuck you. That influences people who only get their information from YouTube videos and Twitter posts and all that, and they go, well, smart man who industry insiders say that we should be happy that they're only like $60 or like $70 or what have you. So they end up just kind of taking that in without really thinking about it. That's kind of the problem. You get your proper Berserk anime with one catch. Jack Burton must be in it for comedic relief. That's just Isidro. Like, Isidro is just Jack Burton, but he's tiny. They are $100 here in Australia. I hear Brazil, they get up towards, at least in regards to like how their currency works, they get up to like $300. And expansions only added to the experience with new whole missions and storylines instead of just being new texture over some stupid gun. Oh yeah. Microtransactions are probably the most egregious out of all of them because it's explicitly selling you piecemeals of the game that are made to make it less tedious. Like, I just did the I'm still going through Yakuza 7, and I did the Ichiban Confections, where you're running the company. I really like that minigame. I think it's shitloads of fun. But the DLC pack where it just gives you ultra rare characters, and they're all legacy characters. So it's like Kiryu and Majima and Saejima and all that. They give you those characters, and they're like ultra rares, and they can just break that minigame really fucking fast. Obviously, you have to be a little bit smart with how you do it because they're also super expensive. But the point is, they just give you these super OP characters to kind of bust that minigame. And then I kind of thought back to the hostess minigame in Yakuza 0, where that was like explicitly, no, you had to figure this out and make it work. And I was like, man, I put so much more time in the hostess minigame. I really like the business simulator in 7. I like Ichiban confections and all that. But, you know, I can kind of smell that little bit of, yeah, this is just to make it shorter, isn't it? This is just so people don't have to think as hard. Starfield's $130 here, and PS5 games pushed it to 110. Fuck that. Holy shit. They're adding Paul Atreides to Warzone. How many more characters are they going to add? Oh, God. Call of Duty really just made Fortnite. Final Fantasy 7, still waiting for that pizza from Jessica. That was one of the cases. So, the Final Fantasy 7 remake, I thought had serious problems. Like, I didn't like how much it kept teasing Sephiroth, and like Sephiroth had to be in like every fucking scene, and you could kind of tell immediately where it was going to go. It's like, oh, the ghosts represent the flow of time and the actual plot, and you're trying to rebel against that and keep everyone alive from it, you know, that kind of thing. Even like, the scene where Jesse, I don't even know if it's really right to say dies, because as stated, they kind of keep it ambiguous. Her body's not there at the end. But like, her dying and like Cloud's talking to her just kind of confirmed to me how fucking autistic a lot of people are. Because like, she's dying in Cloud's arms, and it's very obvious she's like going unconscious and all that, and Cloud's like, no, you still owe me a pizza. And I thought like, oh, that's a pretty sad line, because the whole time Jesse's talking about how when this is all over, she wants to give him a pizza from, I think she either worked there or knew the owners. Point is, it was kind of like her favorite spot, and she wanted everybody to see it. And there were so many reviews I saw where people were like, man, that's so fucking stupid. Why would Cloud talk about a pizza at a time like this? And I'm like, how did you miss all the times that they were talking about pizza leading up to this? And like, Cloud would brush her off and go, man, that's stupid. Why do you people not take this seriously? And now that she's actually dying, he's kind of broken down by that little bit of sincerity she had before. And it's like, wait a minute, no, we were supposed to get pizza together, remember? It's like it kind of broke through his shell. She was going to make a pizza. That was it. Yeah. Like I said, I think it was like she worked there or knew the owners, but yeah, she was going to make it. We ain't getting off this pizza, bros. Yeah, who else would have ice cream? Yeah. Kind of the Kingdom Hearts thing, too. I saw people also bitch about that, and it's like, were you not paying attention the whole fucking game? And then it hit me. It's like, all right, the people who play this and make video essays on it are fucking autistic. Like, they genuinely don't understand that this was built up a lot. Yeah, you assume these people pay attention to the story. That is true. That's a failing on me. That's a failing on my part. That's a fuck up on me. Yeah, they did the same thing in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, the Who Am I Gonna Have Ice Cream With scene, yeah. Which, honestly, didn't Nomura work on that one, too? Because that was like 356 and a half days or something. The spinoff about Roxas when he was with Organization 13. Pretty sure Nomura worked on that, so that might have actually been like the influence that wanted him to do the scene of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It could have been, I don't know. Yeah, he did, okay. Nomura made the fucking franchise. I know he made the franchise, but did he work on that specific spinoff? Yeah, 358 divided by 2 days, yeah. I say it's super fucking weird. I don't even care about Final Fantasy VII. I can understand the pizza thing. As stated, it was kind of the realization of, oh wow, none of you people pay attention, and you're autistic and you don't understand what he was talking about. Scene kills me every time. I think it's a good scene. Like, you know, that kind of trope where it's like, oh no, this thing that we've been talking about we want to do, and you know, we were supposed to do it together, and now you're dying. It's like, that's pretty sad. That's on pink capitalism. Is everything wrong with the world right now? Because it's mega corporations tricking people into thinking that they can be super cool and get tons of chicks if they just talk about how bad capitalism is, and you know, how we should be okay with trannies flashing their dicks at children. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while. In this case, let's finally get this one out. Alright. Something weird hearing that Nomura of all people told the writer to reel it back. Oh god. That really does say a lot. I'll take Nomura's overhated. I think so too. He's nowhere near as bad as what people are saying. Like, I fell into the meme for a while where I thought Lightning Returns was the worst Final Fantasy ever made, and it's so terrible and stinky and awful. Now I'm kind of like, there's worse. Nomura's overhated for his storytelling, but I'll roast him for his rampant use of zippers and character designs. You know what? Fair enough. Which MGS femme fatale would you let tie you up and whip you? I mean, femme fatale, the obvious one is Sniper Wolf. Okay. So we're gonna get some fucking orange juice already. Alright. Yeah, so around here. Which mainline Final Fantasy would you say is the worst? That's hard. 9, I thought, had some interesting ideas, but I don't know. 9 is kind of one of those where there's parts where I'll go like, man, but that part was really cool. And there's others where I'm like, oh, but that one kind of sucked. I don't hate 10. I don't hate 10 no matter what anyone says. I think 10 is kind of like Xenoblade, where people only hate on it because they think it's the cool one to hate. And it's like, no, it's not. It's like, yes, I will in fact say you were all wrong. 12? Don't people really like 12? Wasn't that one of the MMOs? I never played 12. Okay, so yeah, coffer in the coffin. Uh, 10-2 on the other hand. Yeah, 10-2 is a different story. 11 was the MMO. Okay. 12 is the one that introduces Vieira. I don't know. I never played 12. Alright, give me some more juice. We can finally end this quest. It's finally over. I like 19, there I said it. Oh, 10. Okay, yeah. Furiosa is finally getting that spin-off, and not gonna lie, that shocked the core. Not because of it being greenlit, because the announcement forced me to realize Furiosa was 9 years ago. Yeah, right? I stated, now they have to bank off the other actress in Hollywood that's got like a whole bunch of clout right now, and that's Anya Taylor-Joy. But at least Anya Taylor-Joy is a better actress, so I will be down to see Furiosa. 5 is the most underrated. I can see why you say that, because it got followed up with 6, and 6 is the one that really, really exploded. Do you see that people are fighting over the retcon and Nightcrawler? Yeah, it's like, Mystique is still... It's like Mystique and some other chick, I think. But like, originally it was like Azazel was his dad, and that was kind of a big deal, where he was part demon, but he was like Catholic. Alright, give me a sec. Spazzy4856 for Buck. Been playing KOTOR 1, flirting with Bastille is fun. She's so cute. Yeah, it's very good. Very good. People really like KOTOR for a reason. Because it's good. Mystique stole his mom. Yeah, Mystique stole his mom. It's like some chick now. I don't know. Yeah, now we know how to die. Yeah. Disciple of the Hand. Oh, yeah, that's like actual job thing. I think her name is Destiny. Can see the future. Okay, okay. Destiny, or lesbian lover who got demon powers because Mystique Futubuhu. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Mystique is a shapeshifter. I think the retcon is extremely stupid, but at the same time, I've just accepted that this is just what Marvel Comics wants to do with its life, and we can't change it. Let's pay him $2. They Nightcrawler the American Chavez treatment. Apparently, yeah. And people are like, oh, well, did they ever really do anything with Azazel? It's like, I don't really give a shit if they do anything with Azazel. It's more the fact of, yeah, someone wrote this plot point with one hand. Bring back your Ryugatsu animal. I have to coordinate with Shota. I would like to do like shorter stuff where we just give thoughts on a movie we just saw, but as stated, it's all about coordination. I'm to American Chavez. She's like an alien from an alternate dimension where it's all women, so she has two moms. And they used to reference that a lot in her solo stuff. Marvel Comics for the last decade. You are gay, and you are bi, and you are lame, and you're a chick. You know, Marvel retconning shit for the sake of it sounds like a day ending, and why. That's the thing, it's not even like that special anymore. Like, they've done it for so long. Hell, they used to do it even before they went insane. How does that work? I mean, they're aliens, I don't question it. So she's a mouthpiece. Yeah. Her comic run was kind of infamous for being like, you know, the What If Miles Morales was Thor comic? America Chavez's comic was kind of that before that. Where it was like every bad stereotype under the sun. Yeah, freaking cape shit, man. Oh, yeah. Let's give him someone who's partial to superheroes, yeah. What class your favorite? In this, Dark Knight without fail. But I wanted to try out Gunbreaker, and Gunbreaker's pretty interesting. I think Gunbreaker is pretty damn interesting. There we go. Azazel being the father was a retcon from 2005. The new retcon was from the original plan from Claremont. Okay. So at least there you can argue, like, hey, they're going off the back of Claremont, even if it's, like, you can definitely see this being insufferable in the wrong hands. I've already maxed out Yukari, Mitsuru, Akihiko, and myself. Should I max out the others, or is there basically no reason to go to Tartarus except for getting money? Max out level-wise or Social Link? Because Social Link, you max out fucking everybody. If you're talking about max level, up to you. Because, I mean, if you have a powerhouse of a party that you know works and you have enough personas, you can make it to endgame just fine. So Nightcrawler isn't religious and Blade's not Muslim. What the hell's going on over Marvel? Yeah. Got any Punisher comic recommendations? I'm really liking Frank. Answer will always be Punisher Max, but if you've already read through Max, you can do like War Journal. I like the Rucka run, the Greg Rucka run, where it introduced Rachel. I thought she was pretty cool. I'm gonna see The Boy and the Heron comes out next week. I need to see Godzilla. I still need Godzilla. Still need to see Godzilla. Around the 13th, they're gonna be showing Tokyo Godfather as part of like the Satoshi Kon anniversary events. So I'm gonna go up to Louisville and watch that. It's gonna be pretty good. Yep. Thought they just made Nightcrawler Spider-Man. Now he's no longer religious. Did they seriously make Nightcrawler Spider-Man? Like, what the fuck? What's even the point of that? Like, completely different powers. And the powers Nightcrawler has are cool, and they also work for him. It's like, he doesn't need to be Spider-Man. What is your fall as an FN or reproduction? It's not an FN, it's an SA. FNs are very, very expensive. Alright. Yeah, Nightcrawler got a Spider-Man suit. That's stupid. That's really stupid. Like, I don't even understand the point of that. It's like, he's not supposed to be that. It's like, Nightcrawler ain't supposed to be that. Yeah. I do want to... Damn it. No. There we go. That's pretty good. Rhodesia LARP when? Opinion on OG 2099 comics. Spider-Man 2099 was always pretty sick. Punisher 99 got kind of embarrassing because that was when they made really edgelord Frank. But still, yeah, good stuff. Okay. So that's not for me. How long till they fuck up Robbie Reyes? Oh, they fucked up Robbie Reyes a while ago. Yeah. So now that we have a decent amount of time, we can go through and deal all these blue quests. Hear about the last Faith coming out? Where's its influence on sleep? But it's a very good Metroidvania so far. That will be interesting. Is that the one that takes place in Mexico? That people are talking about, where it's like Day of the Dead style? Because I actually thought that looked pretty cool. Have you read Marvel Zombies? Yeah, a while ago, but it was good. It's good if you like just a completely batshit insane story where like fucking everybody dies. Yeah. When Miles Morales has been every Marvel superhero, still won't have a personality. Yeah, right? The one hero they'll never let him be is the Punisher. Did they make Hulk an Asian man? It was an Asian kid, and yeah, that was Amadeus Cho. And they wanted to have Amadeus Cho basically be like Professor Hulk, but like all the time. And the problem is, Amadeus Cho was like such a fucking... He worked as his own character, but when they wanted him to be the Hulk, that was when everyone started to resent him. Because it's like, dude, no, that's not who you are. You're not supposed to be that. Thomas Jane's still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. He still does stuff. Made some Eminem look like the new Punisher. Yeah, his name is like, what? Fucking John Garrison. It was something like that, and he was literally a ex-SHIELD agent whose family is also murdered. He decides to start killing people with, like, tech SHIELD weapons. And it's like, dude, what was the point of any of this? Like, what was the point of any of this? There we go. Favorite X-Men? Mine's Gambit. Always thought he was cool even if he was French. He's not French, he was Cajun, but I understand what you mean. I always liked Wolverine. Fuck it, I'm basic. Yeah, new Punisher's so lazy. Yeah, right? Like, it's to the point of, like, why would you even do any of this? Like, why would you take the effort to get rid of Frank just to replace him with a guy who is still just Frank? Was there an Eminem Punisher crossover? Yeah, Eminem, I think he had like 2 or 3 different crossovers, because he is a big Marvel fan. He actually really does like Marvel. Rogue for obvious reasons. Fair enough. Alright. Wait, there was an Aliens anime? Yeah, there was a completely finished Alien vs. Predator anime made by Fox that was supposed to come out, and then they just shelved it, even though it's completely done, and that's gonna be one of those that will get leaked, and yeah. I've seen Talk to Me. It's an Australian movie made by the YouTuber Raka Raka. Yeah, I kept hearing it was actually supposed to be pretty good. I think Storm's cool. I like Psylocke too, but Wolverine's my favorite. Psylocke to me is always the funny one, because like she's so absurdly like, okay, this is just an anime chick. Like, this is just an anime chick. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was always kind of funny seeing Psylocke where it's like, man, like, you're just a manga character taken over into Western comics. They get this pissy over some bad people using Punisher symbol. Just wait until they use Spider-Man or Captain America. That's a thing. It's like, that was what shocked me when I was doing the Just Some Guy video, and he was like, you know, why do the police need to wear the Punisher symbol? Don't they understand what that means? And I was like, dude, not only was I like that, but people would later comment and go like, okay, so what if they wore the bat symbol? You know, Batman, who also explicitly rules through fear and intimidation. Are police not supposed to have that? Nothing wrong with that. She had a great ass. That's what I mean. It's like smoking hot design, and like, man, you definitely feel like a manga character. To the point of like, I kind of want to just like get her out of Marvel and put her in her own little universe where she could do whatever the hell she wants. So Katana from DC too. She definitely feels like a manga character. Oh yeah. Apparently the Fallout series is gonna have woke BS in it. Who is surprised? I'm not even. But I wanna see what it actually does before ringing that bell. Because like, there's gonna be like jabs and satirical stuff in it. My question is it gonna be just outright absurdity of human nature all around, or is it gonna be me vagina, all men suck? Because there is a difference. Are people so brain dead they don't understand? People think skulls look cool. Yeah, right? Bet most cases are just cool symbol, and I'd like that on my helmet and thought nothing more of it. Well, some of it was explicitly, no, here. Some of it was explicitly more about Chris Kyle, because Chris Kyle and his unit wore the Punisher symbol, and they called themselves the Punishers. Wait a second, this isn't Arkham. No, Mr. Wayne, it's not. It's a children's hospital. Now please stop kneeling on that child. Have you ever played the King Kong Peter Jackson game? Yeah, it was actually it was pretty good from what I remembered. What do you think about Daredevil Born Again? I only read through it once. I'm not like a huge Daredevil fan, but I remember thinking it was okay. Have you seen any of the Marvel animes? Nah, I kind of stayed away from them. Not have any kind of like, oh, I think this would be bad. It's just the fact of like, I just didn't really want to watch them. Batman literally put the Batmobile's tire on some dude's head. Yeah. Arkham Knight was fun. So yeah, this is the Golden Saucer. It's literally just a casino. Not even the X-Men show? If you're talking about the anime, no, I didn't watch that. Got into it with my bro about power inhibitors and X-Men, yeah or nay. And the rules for X-Men have always made no fucking sense, like, at all. Some X-Men are literal gods that can affect reality. What would your life be like when the Final Fantasy XIV servers shut down? I would be mildly upset. There's one thing I really like about Punisher is the relationship with the other heroes. Him and Captain America are peak interactions. I think they kind of harp on the fanboyism with Frank and Cap a little much. Where it's like, eh. But yeah, no. It's still interesting. Speaking of that, all the comic companies have been making manga of their characters. Rather sad to see them imitating rather than innovative. Well, it's the funny thing of they chucked their entire industry into the fucking dirt because they wanted to be petty little man children. Now they're trying to ape off, Japanese comics and manga because that's the in thing to do, even though they have no respect for that either. March for $2. Favorite horror villain type: vampires, zombies, cults, etc. All of them can be really fun in their own way. Like, vampires are great if you have like just a badass like fight Dracula type story. Like Castlevania Season 1 and parts of Season 2 were exactly that. Zombies are just universally sick. Everyone loves zombies. Is your FL made by, is your fall made by FN, or is it a reproduction? Kurt Russell was the voice of Copper and the Fox and the Hound. No, it's an essay. Yeah, it's not an FN. It's not one of those. Those are pricey. When X-Men start to use actual magic, that's when it kind of goes a bit too far. Yeah, it's like, X-Men to me have never really made sense with a lot of their stuff. See, Flash Kids is making a cartoon? Yeah, they're pretty funny guys, so hopefully it'll be good. From what I've seen, the X-Men comic makes a lot of sense to be afraid of hate them. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing where the bigotry angle of X-Men only really makes sense up until a point, to where it's like, hey, don't be attacking kids who can't help it, and this is just something they deal with and things like that. When it dips into like Magneto and his gang and their shenanigans, it just straight up turns into, you are why it gets worse. And they make that a plot point more than once, that Magneto and his gang are directly the reason things keep getting worse for mutants. Yeah, Marvel tried doing Marvel manga for a bit and didn't do too well. Yeah, that was back in the day. Now they're just trying to ape the art style off and talk about how manga is sexist and something. JoJo Tsubaki review when? Go to jail. Nice thing video, by the way. I actually had a birthday cake shaped like the dog thing once. That's pretty cool. Dang on muty. But my gay youth. Yeah, it had nothing to do with gay youth. It is funny that like people say that's an allegory when it's like it has nothing to do with that though, because a lot of the X-Men go on to marry each other and have children. How the fuck would that work for a gay allegory? Sorry, no video is good, but you made a mistake by referring to Knowles as Cajun, because he would be Creole, not Cajun. It's all the same to me. Damn swamp people who talk funny and make good food. I like the Space Marines vs. Furry series from Flash Kids. Cartoon's basically going to be that. Well, I mean, hopefully they do more than that, and it's not just one joke over and over again. Cultural appropriating manga like they whine about other people doing back in the day. Oh yeah, they're egregious. They're egregious with it. They're egregious with it, and they make sure to run out first and tell everybody that you're the asshole. So then by the time you get there and say, hey, these people are fucking scumbags, they go, well, of course you'd say that. You're the asshole. Like, all right. Because Bryan Singer's a rapist and also dumb. Didn't they make Iceman gay? Yeah, out of the blue, made him gay. And I'm pretty sure that was the one where, like, Jean Grey literally brainwashed him. Like, read his mind and went, you're actually gay. You have these gay thoughts. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have a wife and kids. And then he just became, like, a flamboyant stereotype. To the point that, if I remember right, there was, like, a fan theory for a while that he was doing it on purpose to fuck with Jean. And, like, would go as far as humanly possible to mess with her. And then people found out that the author is, like, just actually that flamboyantly gay in real life, and we're like, oh, this is serious. A lot of the covers for the Iceman issues were them aping off JoJo. Dude looked like Josuke for a while. I believe it. Iceman was a married man and got brainwashed. Yeah. To the point there was that fan comic where it was like I don't remember if it was actually made or was like talked about being made, but it was like Iceman sues Jean Grey for like brainwashing him and making him gay. Griffith had sex with Charlotte and she didn't get pregnant. What do you think? Well, it's not a guarantee. Been subscribed since Berserk anime adaptation. Been going back to old vids. I didn't see. Did the James Younger kid turn out okay? There was no update. From what I understand, the mom got her hands on him, so I assume the next we're gonna hear about that kid is not in a very happy light. That's not even me wishing on it. That's more the fact of like, hey, you assholes are directly gonna kill this kid. Wasn't there a Family Guy cutaway where Iceman was going to gay bars behind his wife's back? Yeah, but that was just typical Seth MacFarlane jokes. I watched your vid about that, a VOD about that, and the punchline where she brainwashed herself into being innocent in court. Yeah, like, she brainwashed herself to be a different person because they put the Magneto helmet on her so she couldn't, like, affect anyone's thoughts. And so they're like, well, technically, because you're now a new person, you are now innocent. And then as soon as they took the helmet off her, she looked at Iceman. I almost said Robbie Reyes. She looked at Iceman and went, "You are so gay." The kid that the mom transitioned with the dad knowing. Yeah. The comic sounds kind of funny. Well, I mean, it was a fan comic. It was directly a parody of this situation. Because that state, out of nowhere, Iceman goes from being one of the straightest X-Men who had sex with multiple women, had kids, had a wife, to being gay overnight. I mean, it was insane. I posted earlier today, people are praying AI takes over translation for Japanese media. Just above it was someone wishing for it. Yeah. Well, because, like, it came out that now even fan artists, are not fan artists, fan translators are starting to do the, oh man, I managed to slip this line into something, eat it, chuds, and it's like, for the love of God. You know, Japanese media is the one media that has to deal with this shit, where people are, you know, when called out on it, they go, well, Japanese is super hard, you just don't understand, you can't translate everything. You know, that would make sense in English. And then behind closed door, they're literally bragging about what they can get away with. Where they're saying shit like, man, I can't believe they let me do this. It's like, okay, so it's not impossible to translate, you just wanted to do this. And as stated, it's like when someone brought up the Scooby-Doo fan animation thing. It's like, hey, you're the reason that the AI market's exploding because everyone's looking at artists and all that and going, why am I dealing with you again? I have a feeling that a reasonable man would do unreasonable things to save his son. It's been so long, that kid's probably in fucking high school now, man. The internet has led to a problem where people do bad things and can't be beat up over it. I just realized something. Wendigoon looks like McCready, Kurt Russell. Little bit, but Wendigoon's got black hair and kind of darker eyes. Meanwhile, McCready has like blue eyes and like brown hair. Diamond closed doors. They literally blurred out on forums on Twitter. Yeah, but to them that's closed doors. Like, hey, this is the target audience. You're not supposed to respond. Oh my God, seriously? I've still been watching a lot of South Park. I've gotten into the post-Trump election season, and I'm now kind of realizing, man, some of this aged so fucking badly. Aged badly in the funny way, where it's like, man, that's so quaint. You know, it's so quaint having Butter's dad yell at Putin for spreading misinformation, and it's like, that's just so adorable. So adorable. People used to think that was a thing. Also, the kid who wants to ban the nerd emoji. I hope people aren't too harsh on him. He's just a kid. It's like, leave him alone. He's like, what, fucking 9 years old. Let him have his little moment to write to Apple and do that letter, you know, do his little kid activism, and then just leave him alone. I know that's not what's gonna happen, but like, leave him alone. Yeah, the Iceman that gets turned gay was the younger version that was sent to the future. Yeah. Why does kid want to ban an emoji? Because he literally has glasses and buck teeth like the nerd emoji, and so people like call him the nerd emoji to mess with him. So he wrote to Apple requesting them to change it, and it's like, man, like as stated, it's not a big deal. He's just a little kid. He like don't fuck with him. See the new Aqua Hunger Force episodes? I didn't realize they were out. Shit, a whole bunch of stuff's coming out. Have you ever watched Basketball? I'm pretty sure it was made by the South Park guys. It is. Matt and Trey star in it. And yes, I have seen Basketball. And it's all right. It's not like the most solid comedy, but I definitely think it does its job. It really helps that Matt and Trey are just naturally funny. Being called the nerd emojis leagues better than having your peers go, "Hey dude, I found your mom's OnlyFans." Yeah, right. Like, this is the moment for the kid to learn. Like, it's not about nerd emoji. It's about, "Hey Timmy, I found your mom's anal pics." Arcade Squirte, $5. A guy said Pandaverse was mocking the anti-Kathleen Candy crowd, saying, "No, you're at fault for making Star Wars bad," along with class warfare meme. Yeah, they kind of missed a whole other half of that episode, where it's like the Kathleen Kennedy that ruined like Disney and Star Wars was also Cartman. So it was literally saying both of you have contributed to this culture. The emoji's pretty adorable. I would be flattered, all things considered, but that's just me. As stated, he's a kid. Like, yeah. Think any bad thing will happen after next year's election? I have no fucking clue. Alright. We've done our job, and the golden saucer and this theme music's starting to give me a headache. Thoughts on anal? I do not care for it. I am starting to hate that episode. The Pandaverse one? No, I like it. Them talking about Baldur's Gate 3 and name-dropping it 4 different times. Cared less about, but I thought it was funny. So it seems Paramount is getting in trouble over their tweet talking about Hamas, and how Twitter activists are canceling the Sonic 3 movie because of it. Let it burn. Let it burn. What does he do? Okay, that's the Beast Samurai. That's on your mom. Oh. I'm well aware of what you do, my friend. Do you think 2024 election will be successfully fortified a second time? I don't know. We are in kind of a major. I don't know if the right term is Ouroboros or dog fucking, but like the only way that they could do 2020 was the fact that they had COVID to ride the back off of, which justified mail-in ballots. The mail-in ballots allowed them to slip in enough paper under the guise of, well, people just voted early, that they could get away with it. On top of the fact that they were writing the, well, Biden won't be that bad, guys. Don't you know Trump will cause World War III? That whole thing. Now that everyone's dealt with Biden and they're being told to their face the economy's better than ever, meanwhile, all the prices are fucking skyrocketing, there might be just enough spite to where they couldn't even cheat their way out of it. Might. I don't know if that's even the right thing to say. Maybe me saying it has already guaranteed it will not fucking happen and we are doomed. But I don't know. People are starting to regret voting Biden. They should have regretted it as soon as he came in, because they should have remembered, all right, this is the guy that helped get us into the fucking Middle East. But, you know, people are stupid and they don't understand. Also, haha, that chick's dressed like a slut. Everyone knows cool is the real drip. Got a wolf dog today, badass. That's pretty good. Yeah, knock on wood. Yeah, knock on wood. Bring back the oral. Yeah. That's my hope, that the oil industry will be that pissed off at Biden that they set something up against him. Yeah, study came out that the average monthly income of a person aged 18 to 30 or so was 3,400. Yeah, which certain areas of the country, you do very, very well with 3,400. Other areas of the country, like California and Chicago and New York, that is poverty. Does Kentucky have any K-towns? If so, have you visited them? I scored the entire Gantz Omnibus manga store in a K-town where I live. Kind of. They're more spread out. There's not like a dedicated K-town. It's more of like certain towns have a lot of influence in them. Like Radcliffe, which is like right down the street from Fort Knox. There's a lot of Koreans there. So they have little Asian shops and all that. And if Trump wins and the government outright says no, he doesn't get to be president, what then? If Trump wins, they don't have a fucking choice. They can piss and moan like they did last time and go like, well, we think he cheated. Dude, it's just let him have the 4 years. Let him have the 4 years. Because after that, who is going to replace Trump? Who is going to replace him? DeSantis, the guy who shit his pants chasing Bush money? You know, Ron Paul, the guy who constantly says, I'm going to do something one of these days. I'm not going to take it anymore. And he continues to take it. It's like, yeah, Trump getting that last 4 years will probably be the best possible thing for the Democrats, because after that, there's nobody to replace him. There's nobody to replace him. Anyone that tries to chase his shadow will just not be good enough. And meanwhile, they have entire swaths of Democrat politicians they can flood in their place. Brendan Herrera. He will make the AK-50 the standard military arm, and we will conquer the world. Every president cheats. It's who out-cheats who. You're not wrong. Now Twitter activists are asking people to boycott the new Warhammer games coming out, and it's the Atomic Heart situation again. You can guess what the reason is. I'm going to assume it's Rogue Trader, and I'm going to assume it's because the company making it is an Eastern European that they don't like. Or they said something about Hamas Palestine or something like that. Because the only one I know that is coming out is Rogue Trader. I mean, Space Marine 2 is coming out, but like, you know, Space Marine 2 is still a ways out. Alright. Think there's any way of recovering this godless housing market? Well, more than a few things you can do. Bring back domestic energy, lower the prices. Lower the prices means more money in people's pocket. More money in people's pocket means the market becomes a lot more confident. Also, shut the fucking border. Less illegal immigration means there's less people swiping up houses, meaning less subprime lending, meaning less this, less this, less this. There's a lot you could do. Because that's something that, you know, really, 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 really needs to be talked about. When illegal immigrants swap into a country, they have no paperwork that allow them to lend. When they have no lend, that means they rely on rent. If they rent out property and eventually can't pay it, or they get deported or something like that, because it's not even just we're going to find all the illegal immigrants and toss them out, get our jobs back, that type of shit. I mean, naturally, they could commit a crime and be deported, or they might just choose to leave, something like that. That means there's now a large swath of property now vacant, not paying into money, so it's basically an unofficial foreclosure. Enough of those happen all at once, that's another housing bubble. What I mean is the government going beyond bitching and outright not allowing them to do the oath or anything, whether it be a happening or same old. Oh no, they'll absolutely let him. If he wins and there's no way they can squeak out of it, there's nothing they can do. Because if they say, well, no, you're not allowed to be president, that is a literal declaration of civil war. Can't confirm in LA you can buy Jack and shit with a job that pays $30K, and sometimes you can't afford Jack. Yeah. Hear about the documents leaked that prove we live under surveillance? Well, everyone already knew they were under surveillance from the NSA, but it was also the fact of, like, if you at any point liked or retweeted a tweet by Trump, literally just liked or retweeted it, you were put on a fucking list by, like, the Department of Homeland Security. So at any point, if you liked a tweet or retweet a tweet by Trump, you are now on a list from the Department of Homeland Security. Why? Because fuck you. I confused a friend of mine with a Gantz joke to post a picture of a anime girls that got that dog in them, and there's Nina because lol FMA. And I asked, where's the chick from Gantz? You should post a GIF from it. A GIF of the scene. Pop the bubble after getting an IT job. No, you never want a bubble to pop because popping bubbles leave massive ramifications. Yeah, FBI literally had to stop a pedo case just to hunt down J6ers. Yeah, and now it's coming out that there was like over 200 agents that were active at J6th. So it's like, okay, 200, that's like a significant chunk in the crowd. There's videos of them shooting at the rioters to stoke them up, video this, video that. It's basically no bullshit proven that the FBI entrapped millions of Americans. Because I know, not them, it wasn't millions at J6th. No, but they followed everybody who even supported it. There were journalists that were nowhere near the area and just talked about J6th, and they were arrested. They announced that they were following everybody, and I mean everybody, that was in D.C. at the time. So even if you were a leftist who didn't give a shit about the inauguration at all, and you were just in D.C. to visit like your father or something, you are now on a list and deemed a possible threat to national security. People make up body counts for J6. Yeah, I saw one where they said like, oh yeah, over 100 people died at January 6th. And I'm like, dude, where is the confidence that makes people just lie like this? Like, what the fuck? Most people never face repercussions. Nope. They'll be like Henry Kissinger. Just die alone in their bed, comfortable, surrounded by family. That's why you have to believe in hell. You have to believe in hell. You can be an edgy boy and go like, oh no, there's nothing after this, it's just blackness. Like, no. On some level, you have to believe there's divine punishment, or else what's the fucking point? Status quo or civil war? Status quo. That's what I think. I don't think we're anywhere near the Empire collapse times. I think we're just in the retardation times. The cops and feds killed people at J6. Yeah. Is it going to be worth the paychecks, FBI? Seriously, string them all up. Oh, about fucking time. We're in the 1960s again. Yep. That was even the hate for Trump in the first place. They didn't like the fact that he wasn't a politician, which is not a legitimate reason to hate him. He's stupid and orange and mean, which, once again, not even legitimate reasons to hate him. He's racist, said by the same people I wouldn't trust with a fucking dollar. Everything they said about him was just made up, at least in how I saw it, where it's like, everyone wants to go, oh, that's the Trump cultist meme. It's like, no, it's the fact that I knew everyone else around him, and they are the fucking devil. Wasn't one woman killed by police at J6? Yeah. They shot her in the throat. People thought we were heading towards 1984, but we ended up in idiocracy. Yeah. Trump's racist. They claim meanwhile you had a photo shoot and got an award with Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali. Exactly. Been checking out some real estate offices. Yeah, I got this down. Yeah, it's a good field. Makes money. There's no better investment than real estate. No better. On a watch list for liking Life is Strange for my schizophrenic cult ramblings. One of those. Yeah, Trump has had one of the most recent pro-black movements on the right in recent memories. Yeah, one of the co-founders of like a BLM chapter outright said he supported Trump, which I'm just like, God, that's amazing. Like, I might have to take back everything mean I said about BLM. I mean, I won't, but I might. We don't deserve President Camacho. We really don't. Yeah, the dude that shot her while SWAT was behind her, those dudes look pissed. Yeah. We can do this. Trump is racist. Guys who were friends with the Grand Wizard of the KKK. Yeah, right? Every single thing they accused Trump of doing, they ended up doing 10 fucking fold. Like 10 fucking fold. Multiple wars broke out under Biden. Home assuming gunpoint have to say kiss BLM poster, will you do it? Fuck no, fuck BLM. I think Mexico would replace China to make our stuff. At the moment, no, because Mexico seems more obsessed with doing their own thing. And unless they can somehow undercut China, which is saying something, yeah, they ain't gonna happen. Alright, pop the rest of these. Mexico is owned by cartels. They can't help us with that. Exactly. You have to get rid of all the cartels in Mexico, which is saying something because they're ingrained fucking everywhere. I mean, Mexicans do try. They do try. You have Autodefensas, which was the yeah, it was like the group that Cartel Land talked about, but then they end up becoming a cartel. But little splinter groups like that exist. So the big problem is the American government really likes to help out cartels. We give them money, we give them guns, we do everything we can to fuck it up. Isn't there narco states now? Yeah. Entire fucking narco states. Do you think Libertarian Party would be any good, or the Republican Party 2.0? I don't think anyone right now is good for anyone. I think there's too much backstabbing. People of any political stripe are encouraged way too fucking often to drift off a party and make a big grand speech about what they're gonna do, and then when they get in, they sit on their ass and do fucking nothing. It's just too standardized. I think the only one that could legitimately help fix a country would be a paranoid schizophrenic like Terry Davis. Like, throw Terry into the White House and let him just do whatever the fuck he wants, and I guarantee the country would be a million times better. Honestly, didn't know who Kissinger was because I don't look much in politics after how much of a minefield it is now. Henry Kissinger was a major political advisor in like the 60s to 70s and onwards. Directly responsible for helping get the U.S. into Vietnam, encouraged the U.S. meddling with foreign nations and their elections to prevent the spread of communism, which ironically, because they would just assassinate people, ended up making a lot of martyrs for the communist movement, so they could actually overtake countries and go, well, the U.S. just wants to fuck us over, which made things a million times worse. Ollie's crack solution put the schizos in power. I'm just saying, it works. Yeah, Kissinger turned South America into what it is now, yeah. Which some people, they see as a blessing. Other people, they see as like, I would burn that man alive if I had the chance. What is the best way to plan for the future, in your opinion? Just stock up on investments. Like I said, I don't think the world's ever... I don't think we're teetering towards the end like what people want you to believe. That's just hysterical housewifeism where you can't get your head out of the headlines. It's like, if you live in a shitty area, save up some money, move to a decent one. If you have to strain to do it, strain. But then be smart with your money. Put it into stock, put it into real estate, put it in places you know will be secure for the future. You know, ready your own upward mobility. Didn't Terry die last year? Yeah, he was talked by a bunch of trolls into ruining his fucking life over a span of a long period of time, and then walked in front of a train.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive till sea swallows all.
So stop throwing hundreds of dollars on VTubers. It would help. Not be teetering towards the edge, but tough times are ahead. Well, tough times are always here.
Not for the first time. You have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the
By Doge, no. Do not buy cryptocurrency as an investment. You buy crypto because you want to use crypto.
On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks.
If you buy cryptocurrency to invest it because you think it's a get-rich-quick scheme, you're going to be one of the assholes that loses everything on crypto.
'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard too.
So basically an idiot that just want to go to war. Not even an idiot. That was the terrifying part.
'Tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Did you see Otto von Bismarck or Pinochet figure in the USA? I have no fucking clue. As stated, the current generation I have no faith in. The people we have now are responsible for something so bad that we're calling it the competency crisis, where everyone just does not want to do their fucking job.
As did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world and the boundless potential of man.
Has cryptocurrency ever been used IRL? Used online.
Though I am but a refugee.
Rent my is a month for a studio apartment. People are struggling to find work. Yeah. So bust your ass out and make it work. Like, yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. That's the point of upward mobility. You be smart with your money now so you don't have to strain to be smart with it later.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt.
Yeah, crypto's very popular in El Salvador. Well, there you go. I work for a country that actively fucking hates you to guarantee your own upward mobility. Like, don't get so black-pilled that you just don't want to do anything, because at that point, you're part of the fucking problem. Remember you got hijacked by crypto people? Yeah, that sucked. One dude bought a pizza with crypto the week before it took off. He ended up spending $3K on pepperoni pizza. Oof. What do you think our Francisco, Franco, or Pinochet? For America, we don't have any.
I'm heartened to hear this.
It's gonna replace future currency. Yeah. Even Biden's gonna subsidize people with decent credit to help those that can't save money for shit. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole lot of money that goes missing.
What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
So Scream 7's gonna be a reboot. I mean, they don't really have a choice. They have to completely, change everything around. One of the actresses left. Do you go after the crypto fags, or you just want your channel back? There's no way to go after them. They're all like shell companies that are just there for crypto miners to get access to people.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might
2 actresses. Oh, did another one leave? Oof.
Or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Favorite fast food? Mine's local, but Papa John's is good after it's reheated. Fast food, I really like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is usually my go-to. At least for the love of God, start a retirement fund and private business. The earlier, the better. Retirement fund, 401k, talk to investment brokers. There's a way to be smart with your money. Is it a good idea to start a cult and buy 3 multi-million-dollar fallout bunkers in the Montana mountains? You have to be charismatic.
Many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things.
Fun fact, KFC sells burgers in my country. Huh.
Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in.
They fired one, the other one left as a protest. Okay, that makes sense. You think Jim Jones actually believed half the shit he spewed? That's hard to say. Because towards the end, like, he would have been so drunk off his own hype. I mean, it kind of becomes like Heart of Darkness, where, like, Kurt started off just wanting to exploit people, but by the end, he genuinely believed he was a god. Thoughts on Marty Robbins? Good music. Very good music. Jim Jones, the Jonestown guy, right? Yep.
You wished a word in private.
I just killed the owlbear in Baldur's Gate 3 and I feel terrible now. Yeah, I don't fuck with it. It tells me to leave, I just leave.
The better not to spoil the
I read for Goku vs Superman 3.
History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin
Jim Jones believed in himself. Christianism and communism were just a tool. Yeah, good way to look at it.
Self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin
Favorite scene from The
initiated
Thing?
this particular
Uh,
but how it begins does not interest me so much as
That is
how
hard.
it ends.
the dog scene's pretty fucking iconic. I mean, the dog scene is like, that's what everyone thinks of when they hear The Thing.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Yashtola.
Always have at least 2 months of salary saved up on your account, 4 if you have a family. Very good, very good. Yeah. 2 to 4 months of salary. Have an emergency fund, even if it has to be separate from the savings. There's a lot you can do.
Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
Spiderhead. Oh yeah, Norris. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yet if living is a
Autopsy's
right,
pretty creepy.
then
Yeah, that one's not half
belongs
bad.
to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me.
That was 6 months buffer for wages. That is the very, very, very ideal one. Like, you have 6 months worth of savings to sit on in case anything goes wrong. That is the ultimate goal.
As must we all.
How many Gintama Blu-rays do I need to buy you to get you to join my cult?
know that it will lead
I already
to
have all the episodes pirated. Get with the times. I think my saying has to be blood test, since it's so heated you could defrost chicken with it. It is good. That is a good one.
Man has ever put himself
Just
first.
finished Spec Ops The Line. Honestly, think it might be better than Apocalypse Now. I wouldn't go that far.
He clads himself in the armor of
Like,
righteousness.
compared to Apocalypse Now, Spec Ops The Line's a lot more cartoony, where it's aggressively hitting you over the head with you're the bad guy, you're the bad guy, you're the bad guy. Apocalypse Now actually kind of lets you think about it, where it's like, was Kurtz even really wrong? Like, yeah, I mean, he's committing atrocities and doing fucked up things, but all he's doing is responding in kind to the Vietnamese.
To keep our heads
Like,
above
the Viet Cong are doing these exact atrocities to people, so why can't he?
When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must.
I hate people like Costco food. We don't have a Costco anywhere near us. We have a Sam's Club. Started carrying my Smith & Wesson MP Shield and 10mm as my EDC. Dan's a little nerve-wracking going from 45 1911 with a hammer and safety to a striker fire with only a trigger safety. Yeah, I do not like trigger safeties. I much prefer like actual safeties, like flip safeties. Call me pussy, but it's like, hey, I want to be sure that thing's not going to put a hole through my fucking thigh. So strange how many songs fit Berserk so well. Yeah, it's very good. I hate how most people want game subscriptions over physical media, games and media. It is terrifying because it's like, dude, you have no idea how... you have no idea how much this is bad. This is very bad. You are not supposed to like this. Remember that fat dude who shot himself with a Glock? Which one? That happens a lot. You would start a cult, what would your religion be about? Money. Give me money. You like Joshi wrestling? Is Japanese women wrestling? I have not seen it, but now I might look that up. Did Boogie do that? No. No. Boogie was pissing himself just to hold that fucking... What was it, like a 38? It was like his roommate's 38. Which PS5 is DRM? I thought all of them did. Because like it's tied to your specific account. So a very neat woman's creeping on up on my uncle. He's one of the younger ones. It's funny, but he's also really annoying at the same time. My aunt's beyond ass mad. That's funny. Yeah, Boogie screwed up with a gun, but I don't blame him that much. I kind of do. Like, it's a thing where you look at the situation without any context, and Frank is the asshole. He's the one taking it too far. He's showing up on Boogie's property. He's fucking with him, tagging him. Then you actually put into context to who Boogie is and why it happened, and you realize Boogie instigated every fucking second of this by constantly telling Frank to show up to his property and he wants to fight him, going on live streams with him, like doing everything he could to feed attention into it. It's like the fact he would fire a warning shot and not just shoot Frank, it's like it says a lot. Now, granted, it'd be like, oh, well, he just didn't want to kill anybody. It's like, no, fuck that. If he hated this guy and thought he was going to hurt him, he would just shoot him. Or he wouldn't even fire and just say, fuck off, or I'm calling the police. Something like that. He played it up. On top of the shit that shouldn't be in games, live events, I hate live events. So much cool content like behind schedules that the devs abandoned. Yeah. Those belong in MMOs where you already know that there's going to be a long period of time with these. In that case, fuck Boogie, fire into the air and put others in danger. Well, that was something that the documentary really pointed out. People who like followed Boogie for a while, he genuinely gets off on the idea of being pathetic and bullied. Like, he'll do everything he can to put himself into a corner because he likes being in the corner and he likes people yelling at him. So it's like, okay, you will never change. You will never try to fix your life or make it better because you just prefer this. You just prefer life like this. Ironically, we've gotten off better. Boogie shot him. Yeah, Arkansas is a stand your ground state, if I remember right. I think it's Castle Doctrine. The fuck you sound you use. Where's it from? It's from Gachimuchi. Boogie could use a beanbag round and a shotgun. It would have shut Frank up, and he still wouldn't have to kill anyone, probably. And that close up, that would have killed Frank. When that verse in the game was the title mean you're going to stop at 80? No. 80 is the buff you get up here when you join and you start off in a world. You get Road to 80, which is your experiences boost up. 80 is not the max level, no. The max level now is like almost 100. When Dawn Trail comes out, it will be 100. I'm convinced Boogie has a legit humiliation fetish. He does. People noticed that once again when the documentary came out. When the documentary came out, people noticed how often he liked to have footage of him being naked and say stupid things. And it's like, Boogie actually just likes this. Like, he just likes this. Favorite HoloX V2 reminder Chloe and Iroya. I don't know what HoloX is. Boogie invited him to his house, though. He did it in the Boogie way, which is, I never told you to come to my house. I never told you, even though there's like clips of him saying he wants to fight Frank and shoot Frank and kill him, and it's like, yep. At least he never wore a diaper. Give it time. Boogie, can you just be normal, be humiliated in the privacy of your own home like the rest of us? Right, guys? Why do you think he hires so many hookers? Like, they found out he spent, like, what, $200,000 on prostitutes? I think Europe would last without America and with Russia as it is. I have no fucking clue. That's the thing. My opinions on the state of the world are, I have no idea. Things are just so fucking weird.
I have been reflecting upon
I'm starting to think the theory that the collider opened a black hole and now we've just been, like, jumping realities every now and then. I'm starting to think that's real. Call the person out of $2. Top locale of 2023. Boogie maybe, but there are others. Not gonna lie, learning about Shadiversity's book has entertained me in ways I never thought possible. Maybe it's recency bias, but like he hyped that up so long, and it came out, and then it's every isekai ever. It's like old man turns into teenager. He was super edgy, but now he's cool. He is still super cool and has like a big dick and everyone loves him. It's like, huh.
Long have I known that the echo allows one to pass through
Hassan's been pretty funny. I say there's good competition for the title.
No less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy.
Honestly, don't believe Boogie's broke. I think he's lying for sympathy. Well, all they did was prove that he spent $200,000 on hookers. That doesn't mean he's broke. Reminder, He made a lot of money back in the day.
And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable.
Not Shad's first book, right? I don't know if it was the first, but it was the Shadows of the Conqueror, because that's the one that like people are talking about now. And reading about some of the spoilers, I was literally like in shock, where it's like there's a race of black people and they're almost always naked because they don't understand about like sexual boundaries, and the naked black guy is constantly hitting on like this tsundere knight chick, and is like, but I want the sex. It's like, oh my god.
Of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale. Yet recent events have given me cause to wonder.
Congratulations on your review on the thing. Yeah.
The echo?
Next one's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one.
Much and more
If I'm lucky, I'll be able to get another one out before the end of December, but you know, give it time.
For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Asians may at last be within sight.
Shadiversity, the giant prick who knew, but you know, literally everyone who saw his videos where he parades himself as the BL expert. I just think his book's funny. Did you make that shit up? No.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Marsh Marshall $2. Shady used to be lovable, it said, but he is now. As stated, he wrote a really funny book.
It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
Who would have thought that a non-writer would write a shitty book? That's the thing. You would actually be amazed. There are people who just have a natural knack for it, and they can get something out. The problem is the fact that like it's like 1,000 some odd pages, and it's all just about how cool the main guy is. He like it's literally just Revan. It is just Revan from KOTOR.
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the
Also, gonna be honest, if it wasn't for Lolly and chat, I wouldn't know most of the weird ass YouTube people that tend to stay in my bubble. That's fair. Sometimes it's better not to know.
Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
Lolly playing my MMO of choice. Nice. It is a very good game. Very, very good game. Oh, and Jim Sterling. Jim Sterling is always... He is always just a bundle of joy. In all the wrong ways. So Shad's book is just self-insert 101. Yeah. Like, there was a quote from a guy who I was talking to where he leaned more on like the, well, it's not that bad. And he's right. I mean, it's goofy and silly, but there are worse out there. And basically it's like the first thing you'll ever write is either yourself as Jesus or yourself as Faust, where it's either you're just a complete prick or you're like the coolest guy ever. And it's just something you naturally chip away at as you write more and more. It's like, I can see that being true. Ivan for $5. My God, is Realm Reborn pretty tough to go through? Thank goodness afterwards the story becomes much more condensed down and bearable. Yeah. Then you get to Heaven's Ward, and Heaven's Ward is just where it's fucking amazing, fucking awesome. Oscar Wilde. Combo character Faust? No, Faust is in like Faustian bargain. You either write yourself as like the coolest guy ever, or you try to overcompensate and make yourself like a complete dipshit. You know what? I'll do that. There we go. Well, damn, that guy you're talking about's not wrong. As stated, it's just something you chip away at naturally. Oh, I'm so damaged. Christ, the writing sounds like an obnoxious teenager with no world experience saying her life sucks. There was a scene that I saw people talked about, and like the whole book leaked online. I don't want to be an asshole and direct people to it, even though I did ping everyone on my Discord server that it was leaked. But yeah, you can read the book for free, and you can like scroll through it and all that. And there's like a scene where he gets into a duel with a guy, because the whole idea of the character is he's like an emperor that saved the world from monsters, but he kind of pulled a Frostpunk, and that he was a worse solution than the problem was, because he became like a total fucking Genghis Khan style dictator that like conquered the world and like raped a bunch of women and did horrible things. And like as an old man, he's like super regretful and suicidal. So he tries to kill himself, but the way he kills himself makes him like 17 again, and he's trying to like go through life as like a new person, and he gets trained to be like a Jedi or something. And then a guy recognizes him, and he tries to fight him in a duel, and then he beats him, and he literally has like a speech where it's like, well, don't you see me being alive is a worse punishment than me being dead? And it's like, fuck off. More like under new management. I remember that Jim Sterling was once considered a reliable consumer advocate before Jim went down that downward spiral. Hot take. I didn't even really like Jim back in the day. I thought Jim even back then was shady. I'm gonna be that guy. Yeah, that was near the end of the book. He was still a massive homo. Honestly, it being near the end of the book kind of makes it worse because he just goes through the entire plot and did not learn anything. At least being cringe isn't a sin. That is true, as stated. It's just a funny book. It's not anything that's, like, serious. It's just more of like, heh. The idea of someone being alive as bigger punishment could have worked if he wasn't de-aged and fought the guy. God, that's fucking dumb. Well, it's like, have him be crippled. Have him be crippled, have him, like, be suffering, have him constantly feel pain. Something like that where there is an actual punishment. Where it's like, oh, it is more hardcore to leave you alive because now you're like quadriplegic than it would be to just kill you. Thou shalt not post cringe. When I watch Japanese women beating the shit out of each other, watch the Joshis of the 80s and 90s like Aja Kong and Bull Nakano. Very, very interesting names you're giving me here. I might have to compile them into a list. The pro tag have some speech about old me would have been merciful, and boom, there's your character arc. Something tells me Shadiversity has a cuck fetish. She has a barely decent fantasy world, but the main character is so very, I can't emphasize with this enough, very edgelord and just an awful character. Yeah. It's like, you know, it was something that, once again, it is just a funny book. I'm not saying to string Shad up in the public square and set him on fire. You know, everyone has funny books, but it is something to where you read it and all you can think about is like, man, this would be so much better if you just did this. It'd be so much better if you did this. It is something to where, like, okay, people who, like, I will never forget the interview from John Waters where a guy asked him, like, hey, if someone wants to get into movie making, like being a filmmaker or a director, what advice do you give them? And John Waters just told him, like, straight up, just watch every movie you can. Watch good movies, watch bad movies, watch all right movies, do everything you can, because you let that soak into you and you get the influence. And it was something to where I thought about it, and I was like, that is actually really good advice. You know, it's something that allows even mediocre stuff to kind of have an impact, where you can kind of see, what would you do if you had that in your hands, if you had the reins. And I think Shad's book is a probably good example of something like that, where someone who wants to be an author or write a fantasy world can read that and, like, take bits they think are interesting, and then look at bits that they thought sucked and went, okay, so just don't do that. Well, he's absolutely right. Yeah. So he makes another haze. It does sound like he made another haze. Really hate the edgelord overpowered protagonist, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I understand people love the overpowered thing because it makes them feel so badass and cool, but I'm just like, dude, there's no... I love it when the main guy gets the absolute fucking shit beat out of him in, like, an action movie. Like, John Wick 1, where John is, like, he's got, like, broken bones, he's getting chucked out of windows and shit. I love that, because it shows, like, despite the pain, he'll get up and still kill you. I just watched Silent Night. Silent Night was a shitload of fun. Main guy in that gets the absolute shit beat out of him. He literally catches an entire fucking magazine in the chest with his bulletproof vest. And for those that don't know, if you get shot once with a bulletproof vest, it still fucking hurts a lot. He gets, like, an entire magazine right in the chest at the very end of the movie, and he's, like, on the ground, like, visibly straining and, like, trying not to, like, puke blood out. It's It's like, oh, that's so fucking good, and he still gets up and fights the main bad guy. Stuff like that, where like the main character is getting their ass beat, but in spite of that, they can still throw down. That's the fun part. It hurts, yeah. There in the book, he says he's not very powerful to a real Arc Knight, and he got his ass kicked by other main characters. And that's still like, dude, that's not what people see. Like, he's still super special and super cool. When he passed out from the shock, yeah, but it's an action movie. You can get away with that. You can break reality when it's like the quote from Chopper, you know, Chopper Reed, where it's like, don't let reality, or no, don't let the truth get in the way of a good yarn. It's something like that, where it's like, break reality when you can. Really hit the anime Arifureta as a result. It screams at it's the author power fetish. Yeah. Rule of cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, movies never do get bullet resistant vests right. No, not at all. So it's kind of a thing of like, condemn one, you have to condemn it all. It's not like you have experience with bulletproof vest stuff. It's not that, it's basic physics. So all the energy of that bullet has to go somewhere, so it hits you in the chest. It's the equivalent of getting hit in the chest with a sledgehammer. It's just what level of swing did the sledgehammer get to you?
This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air.
You can watch some of the matches on YouTube. That's not something to whip out in public, you know. You want to do that in the privacy of your own home, in the bathroom. That's on Extractions. The Chris Hemsworth movies, those are good. I like those. Extraction 2 was pretty fucking great. I love the prison fight. Gotta hit old Alphanoid voice. Yeah. Say an easy guy where a guy goes to another world, tries being a fucking edgelord and fucking fails hard. That's basically Eminence and Shadow. In my opinion, the best fight scenes combine realistic stuff like actual injury mechanics with the rule of cool stuff like fighting through intense pain. Yeah. That's pretty much John Wick. And John Wick does it very, very well. It's got Chimuchi, the only good yaoi. It's not even yaoi, it's art. All that energy has to go somewhere. Yeah. Which is like more Kick-Ass movie or Super? I like Kick-Ass. Super got a little too bleak. Where I'm like, man, I get the point you're trying to say, but Kick-Ass managed to be fun with it. Super kind of is like, oof, that's grim.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this.
Catching a shotgun shell to the vest feels like a bowling ball being blown at you at full force. Ooh, that has to hurt.
Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end.
Super. It was a movie that came out not long after Kick-Ass because it was kind of riding the wave of like rebellious superhero stuff that Kick-Ass started. And it was like Rainn Wilson is like a genuinely mentally ill guy obsessed with comic books, whose wife leaves him for a drug dealer. So he becomes a superhero in order to get her back, and he ends up being a fucking maniac. John getting kicked down those stairs in Chapter 4 was the most painful moment, but damn, did that hurt me. Oh, yeah. My Russian friend really likes Japan. Whenever he goes into a manga store, they always have an owl for him. Yuri, although he does not understand why it's all lesbians. Woody Harrelson did a similar movie called Defendor, and that was bleak as hell, too. Yeah. Wouldn't say John Wick is best. Stuff like Mr. In-Between with a shoulder shot and raised reloads is more my kino. Fair enough. Mr. In-Between had some pretty damn good fights to it. I love when he fought the biker guy in the woods, the big fat one that kills his dog. That fight was great. That was just a good fight. Ellen Page dies. That part made me happy. Yeah, there you go.
By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
You can make a superhero movie, not an adaptation of something that already exists. What would you make? I have no fucking clue. Emerson Shadow, what is it about? Is literally what the guy described, where it's a guy tries to be an edgelord in a world to get isekai to. That is literally what it's about. It's a kid ends up going into an isekai world, but he was a Chuni Boyo, so he was a middle school syndrome guy where he was like a spurg that thought he had special powers. But now that he's in a fantasy world, he actually does have special powers, and the cult he would like make up to like bullshit to people and sound super cool is real, and they want to know how he knows about them. It's actually kind of funny. bully the 8th graders. Mr. Man's highly underrated, to be honest. Probably one of my favorites. Oh, that's pretty cool. I make a Psylocke movie? That ass deserves to be on camera. Best girl in Eminence? God, that's hard. I might have to think about that one. They're all pretty good. Cancer for $2. What are your thoughts on the Boys comic? I like the comic. I like the comic a lot. I wasn't one of those that bought into the hype of like, oh, the comic was always bad. It's like, no, fuck you, it was bad. It was great. Geek-Ass 2 was okay. That's the one I was like, eh. What do I plan to do next for the channel? I already have the next Long Boy planned up. It's going to be great. We're going to do Gintama, boys. Because that's what I've been wanting to do for a while. I love Gintama. I love Gintama, and it's time that people appreciate it. God damn it. I love the concept of someone becoming a superhero because of a highly specific skills, like the shoveler or the blue Raha who throws forks really well. Zura, it's Katsura. Yeah, I love Gintama. I went through Gintama again recently, like just decided to go all the way through it again this year, and I loved it so much. I was like, holy fuck, this is good. I was watching like bits and pieces, and like I finished it once before, but it was like bits and pieces as stated. So watching all the way through it, no, I didn't even finish it. I remember I got to the first movie, Benzakura, and I watched a little bit after that, but then I stopped. But I've actually now finally sat down and went all the way through it, and it's fucking great. Katsura's a cuck. Katsura doesn't even know he's a cuck. That's the best part. Do you see the PLM leader advocate for Trump 2024? We win in all the races. Even the ones that are, I mean, I wouldn't really call them people, but, you know, we won the race. How long do you think the Gintama video will be? I do not know. That's something I'm going to have to think about. I like Speed Racer. He's like a superhero, but just really good at driving. It's not Zero, it's Katsura. It's not cuckoldry if you don't know about it. Not like you don't know that you're being cucked. It's like you don't even know what being cucked means. We won all the races, even the wrong ones. My Uncle Ruckus watch anime? No. He's like a full-on boomer through and through. I like the boys show, but looking at the original comic, I love it way more. Well, the comic is like unafraid to be itself. The comic has nothing but middle fingers to hold up to every single person it's talking about. People got upset with that, where it's like, oh, it hates superheroes. Like, yes, the point of the story is it hates superheroes. And then they're like, well, I don't want that. I like the show more, and the show is just this fucking mealy-mouthed, half-chubbed, like, oh, superheroes are kind of stupid sometimes, but sometimes they're also pretty cute. You know, it's like it didn't have any balls to it at all. I've read the Twilight Princess manga. It had a pretty good take on the game story, which I think is really cool. Not only that, but they straight up made it canon that that Link was in love with the princess, not Zelda. I forgot what Midna. He was straight up in love with Midna, and like the ending is when he has to leave her world at the end of the game, and like the realms are separated. She gives him a kiss. So like they wanted to be together, but they just couldn't, and it's like, oh, that's sad. I'm going to call Ginsember this month, or is it going to be a singular video? You know what? Ginsember's not bad. Ginsember is not bad. Which form? Princess form, like actual endgame form. Uncle Ruckus may not watch anime, but Robert 100% watches ecchi. You're talking about 40k Rogue trailer earlier. Opinion on that? I played a little of it and liked what I played. Kind of bonding turn-based role-playing with XCOM gameplay is a good idea. I've not played it yet, but I know people are excited for it. I think it's like going to be the only time they've actually introduced Sisters of Battle in like a decent role. There we go. Amazon's The Boys, just a Disney Plus adaptation of The Boys, but they're allowed to swear and show blood. Yeah, pretty much. Like when they did the Generation V spinoff, where it's like the kids in the school, I was like, okay, this is the exact thing The Boys was making fun of. This is literally the exact thing The Boys is making fun of. Rogue Trader Beta is good. Some bugs, missing assets here and there, but what's in it is good. Okay. Now mention midnight. How long until someone puts the copy pasta in chat? There we go. Generation V is My Hero Academia, but worse. Yeah, that's kind of what I saw of it. Like, one of the Fire Emblems, they sure reused Tharja's design on a character called Rajat. They even alluded to the fact she's a reincarnation of Tharja. That's kind of funny. What, Generation V? It's the Boys spinoff where it's basically making fun of the X-Men, where it's not quite a college, not quite a high school, but it's for kids who are superheroes. And like the minute I saw that, I was like, hey, this is the thing that The Boys would dedicate an entire story arc to ripping apart and making fun of. But, you know, you're not allowed to have balls. You're not allowed to have balls, or else people just accuse you of being an edgelord and not actually having anything to say. Still remember the awful Aquafina Boys animated episode of herself drinking Compound V and getting the ability to control her shit because she had constipated when the power activated. Yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's like back in my time, the Boys actually had something clever to say about superheroes. OBS file sizes are insane and inconsistent. They really aren't. They really aren't. OBS in general is a mystery. No one knows how it works. You just know sometimes it works. In the comic, the Professor X standing was a pedophile. Yeah, he was a pedophile that groomed kids. That was the joke. He would literally ride up to kids in a ghetto in like a fucking limo full of candy and toys and go, hey kid, you want to be a superhero? Once again, the original comic actually had balls. There we go. Oh, there's two more guys. Aquafina is the Asian chick who raps as comedian, right? The one from Renfield, knew the Seagull and Black Mermaid. When we pushing that talentless hack. I don't even know who she is. My Hero Academia community, let's call you a pedo because you like a female character design. We'll have Mpregar, the main characters, on our Twitter page. Yeah. That's why I don't take any of the, well, don't you understand the character is heckin' 14 shit seriously. It's like, dude, it's fake. It's fake, and under these standards, literally everyone is guilty. What was the answer to the Londoner question? Talking about from Frostpunk? I mean, their children work pretty well in the coal mines. That rabbit lady, though, would. Well, yeah, like, people like My Hero Academia. It's purely the fact that the fan base is full of a bunch of Tumblrites. Like, they infest all these franchises, have no idea what the fuck any of them are actually about, and then get all up in arms when shit doesn't go the way they want. Like, right now they're bitching about Jujutsu Kaisen because a bunch of female characters got killed off in an arc. I think it was like the Shibuya arc. And they're like, well, the author doesn't even know how to write women. It's like, dude, killing off a female character does not mean does not know how to write women. See the new 25 gig update in Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, they're adding epilogues. Like, literally, they're adding epilogues to the ending. Just like the South Park fans who haven't seen South Park, yeah. They complain about that for Hunter x Hunter too, yeah. I'm aware. So Jujutsu Kaisen deaths are more a result of the author not being that good, not sexism. It's not even a matter of not good. It's like he wanted to kill the characters off because Jujutsu Kaisen kills people off. It's unafraid to. Like, just because they kill a character off does not mean the story is bad. It's only bad when they start dying for shock value. Which is where you get Killing Bites, where it has like 4 different protagonists because he kept killing them off. Just kind of the same, it's just the same kind of people moving around different spheres. Yeah, that's it. It's literally the exact same people moving to these different spheres and making them awful. Or it's like, hey, at what point are you going to realize that you're the douchebag? And people spurg out like that when characters die in Attack on Titan? Yeah. And say what about Attack on Titan, it had a plan for when it was going to kill people off too. The funny thing is, Game of Thrones got big initially because it was one of the few big budget productions that killed off major name characters. It and Walking Dead. There was a period of time where Walking Dead kind of got famous for that too. Then they started killing off way too many, and yeah. I hate the Tumblr rights. They can never be friends. They have to be gay lover representation in order to make their fanfic canon. Yeah. Killing Bites only had 1 season. Read the manga. One with the strongest fangs wins. That's what Killing Bites is about. Yeah, but there is a point where you do acknowledge that your protagonist has to have some form of armor. Because if you just keep shuffling out protagonists, people get very annoyed very fast. Like, it's okay to have plot armor. The whole point is you trick the audience into not caring. No, plot armor's bad. I read TV tropes. Thing with killing of main characters, you have to be very careful with it. Impact can be heartbreaking, but too much, it hurts the story. Well, you know, it's the difference between like Arthur dying in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Joel dying in Last of Us 2. You know, Arthur dying, there was a lot of build up to it. There was a lot of, you know, respect to it. They genuinely wanted the character to ride off into the sunset in his own way. Joel, it was done for shock value. Like, shock value, and they wanted to be like, ooh, but what if we can redeem the character that killed Joel? And it turns out, nope, you can't. Gay shippers are the worst. I went to school with a chick who insisted Aragorn and Boromir or Sean Bean were gay because Aragorn kissed his forehead when he died. That is wrong nowadays. Yeah. It's like forgetting the fact that it was written by a guy who served in World War I. What about John Marston, Red Dead 1? John Marston was the exact same way. A lot of respect to his character. Let him go out like a badass. They killed Joel in the show? No, in Last of Us 2. Arthur died a good man and saved John and his family. Exactly. There has to be a purpose behind the death. It can't just be, well, you didn't see that coming, because that gets very tiring very fast. Seeing JoJo for the first time and seeing Jonathan die was crazy when I first saw it. Yeah. I've been seeing Disney Sims trying hard to defend Wish, even though it seems Wish is not doing good in the box office. Yeah, it's like no one cares. It's like one of their failed animated movies. Society says that men being masculine is wrong, but then calls men gay whenever they're open with each other and affectionate. Well, because that's what they want. The people running society right now are a bunch of fujoshi. Whenever I call them man-children, people go like, oh, and then women who are burned out. It's like, no, but man-children can be gender-neutral. Fujoshi lunatics that want men to be gay and butt-fuck each other all the time because they want their hedonistic sexual dystopia. So, like, they will go out of their way to try to convince men that they are gay and that, you know, you should try it. You should at least try getting pegged at least once. You should try it. And it's like, no. Let me into the Discord. You never fucking email me. Like, I keep telling you, like, you've asked, and I'm like, yeah, just email me, and then you just don't. I can see Wish being considered a hidden gem in 10 years by some soy boy. Oh yeah, probably. Do you prefer a character having a final hurrah or right off to the sunset moment? Both can work. Right-offs into the sunset can be extremely nice. I never understand the shill who do it for free. Yeah. They're a unique-brained. You know, unique breed. Unique brand. Funny thing about Wish situation is that Wish is being beaten up by Adam Sandler in the Lizard movie. That's how bad Wish is doing. Apparently that movie's actually not half bad, though. Seven 300 also. I love 300. It's legit one of my favorite comfort films. You cannot mention the film once without some idiot saying it's either far-right propaganda or LGBT. Yeah, that's people that just... That is the result of people saying everything needs to be political, where it's like, okay, does every fucking conversation about this movie need to be about this? And usually the answer is, well, yeah, duh. It's like, okay, so you just won't shut the fuck up. Like, they're the people who accuse you of only looking at the surface and being media illiterate just actively refuse to shut the fuck up. Where it's like, dude, not every single thing in a movie revolves around the video essay you watched about the movie. LGBT, how? Have you ever seen 300? That's on 300 sequel? I never saw it. I didn't really like 300 that much back in the day. I thought it was okay. Those people made me respect the turbo nerds who complain about minor historical details being wrong. I mean, it's legitimate to complain about that stuff, but with 300, you can at least make the argument of, well, the movie in-universe is a propaganda story being told by Spartans to inspire others to battle against Persia. So it's like, eh. But Spartans, Romans, gay, yo. They fucked underage boys, but okay, yeah, sure. That's the Twitter talking, no, that's the Twit X talking, no, you know what? That's the Twitter talking, I like my fucking Blade Runner like it is. Brother's ex-girlfriend of 7 months is coming in on to me, I don't know what to do, help. Is she hot? 300 sequel is a prequel. During sequel, the opening Athenian shock combat scene is great. The rest, meh. You guys remember Meet the Spartans? Yeah. Favorite underrated JoJo stand? I think Luso was cool. Shame everyone forgets about him. Some of the Part 5 ones are really fucking interesting. Like, I always liked Iron Maiden. The one that, like, you can make blades out of blood. That one was pretty cool. Have ever seen the straight-to-DVD movie, Terminal Error movie? Has a man hack a nuclear power plant with a Game Boy Color? That's pretty funny. Oh, that was Metallica? I thought it was Iron Maiden. Fuck it. Yeah, Metallica.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising,
Iron Maiden doesn't exist yet. Oh, was he part 7?
have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
Sequel made me think there would be another film. Talking about 300? Well, I mean, yeah, the actual history of Sparta and Persia went on for a while. Like in retrospect, the battle depicted in the movie is like a fucking hilarious failure of a fight, and all it did was piss Persia off. The plague guy where stand gets stronger the higher the altitude, so he just gets on a helicopter and tells everyone to fuck off is the best smart move on his end. Yeah, well, that was supposed to be Fugo. Back when Araki was making part 5, he wanted to make Fugo a traitor. That's why he leaves the party after a while, because he's like scared shitless of fighting Diablo. But he couldn't do it, so he made Green Day, which is the fungus one. I don't know how much about JoJo past part 6, since it's essentially a different manga, if I recall correctly. What's it all about? It's not different. It's really not. Part 7 and onwards is the new timeline, where details are shuffled around and all that. Like, Dio is not the main bad guy in part 7. At least, he's one of the bad guys, but he's not the big bad guy. I'm happy Fugo is the good math teacher he is. Yeah.
But he spoke in favor of
Be fair, the Persian king were pretty unstable, whipping the sea for making a storm when he wanted to cross it. Yeah.
Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano flats so that...
Yeah, Funny Valentine. Yeah, Funny Valentine was... He was the asshole in part 7.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Doppio versus Risotto. Metallica is probably my favorite fight in part 5. And probably my favorite non-final fight in JoJo. That flick of the knife is so fucking clean. Yeah. Yeah, Risotto got fucked over. He really did. I've heard mixed things about JoJo Land. Some say it's good. Others say MC is a trainee. I mean, yeah, but at this point in JoJo, is that even a big deal?
That much is common knowledge.
And he's not the trainee, it's his brother.
What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed.
Remember when Filthy Frank put dead rats in food? Yeah.
Differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may...
It's his brother they might be having sex with.
Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance...
Stories that Araki didn't want Fugo to fight the team because he really grew to like the crew and didn't want them to fight each other because he was depressed at the time. That's fair. And the way he was able to wrap it up worked, so, yeah. And Fugo got a pretty damn good spin-off.
In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji...
His brother's not a trainee, he's just a man in woman's clothes. He has silicone injections so he can have fake tits.
...stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
I'll give Araki the benefit of the doubt with JoJo in part 7 being so good in particular. Yeah. Start reading from Steel Ball Run and come to your own conclusions. No. Read every other part beforehand, then read Steel Ball Run. So now I got a feeling like that's kind of how it feels like they pushed, where he's just meant to be weird. Let's be honest here, considering how fruity JoJo can look, are people really surprised about Dragona? Yeah.
Jeez! Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate? And, most likely...
Never skip JoJo parts. That's gay. Exactly, it's gay. You need the full story, full context. You need to see everything go. Rocky's typewriter set up a betrayal plot and put the pen down and say, I can't do this. He only really did it for Fugo. He's unafraid to let other characters fuck each other over. And this way was originally a chicken, so he was the first trainee. Yeah, that's true. Part 7 is the new timeline, but has so many callbacks to the original timelines, rewarding for longtime fans. Yeah, I mean, like, stuff like... And you would only really feel the impact of it going through it with the full context. Like, Diego not being, like, just an over-the-top fucking evil son of a bitch is actually interesting. Apparently, Dragona's like this weird third gender that's exclusive to Hawaiian culture, so it's more so this weird gender thing that isn't really trans. It being a Rocky makes sense to include that, yeah.
When first I bore witness to the power of
Yamato is trans. Yeah, that's shit. Part 6 isn't nearly as bad as it made out to be. I don't think it's bad at all. No. My brother doesn't care for it, but I think it's good.
Bahamut.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon...
I still don't know if the alien guy was really an alien or just weird. It is genuinely hard to say with JoJo. Part 8 peaked with the dung beetle fight. There, I said it. Even is the gist of JoJo Part 9. You know how Part 5 was fucking Giorno wanting to become the head of the mafia so he can stop selling drugs to kids? Part 9 JoJo is, I'm going to sell drugs to all of the kids.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
Why does he only have shoulder armor? Because it's cool.
World domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
Fugo Villanark was supposed to have secondary antagonist form of Mista's former partner. Shame it didn't get made because it was a cool concept that added to Mista's story. That would have been interesting. I'm looking forward to Face Connect Gen 3, aka Mentally Ill Girls 3.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a
Maybe a dumb question, but is there a 300 equivalent anime, one that is short like Hellsing Ultimate or movie? Any suggestions? I have no idea what you mean by 300 equivalent. Because, like, there's over-the-top action shit all over the place. Euphoria, yeah, there you go. Kids got plenty of lunch money for drugs. So drugs to all the kids. Is JoJo just a shitpost story supposed to be taken seriously? Never got into it. It's both. It has very over-the-top logic, but the stories are very easy to sink into and genuinely enjoy. Like going from Jonathan being a total gentleman to Joseph being a sneaky trickster to Josuke calling his angel of a mother a bitch. Yeah. Dracula Flow is a masterpiece. We smoking on that Scooby-Doo dog dick. I need that fentanyl-laced cereal milk. Medieval Holdout or the like Siege film. At that point, just watch samurai movies. It has sub-Baki logic. It's that level where it doesn't go too far like Baki can do, where it actually still rides that line even with all the crazy shit JoJo can get up to. Thinking about what to play for my friend's D&D campaign, old telling folk hero, pugilist or dragonborn ranger with a pet drake who performs circus acts for money. No, do Dracula Flow. Just anytime you have to roll persuasion, just talk about, I'm him. I've been him. I will continue to be him. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. We smoking filter crack, you stupid piece of shit. I am that guy. I've always been him, and I will continue to be him. Pussy got me shitting, pissing, shooting ropes. 13 Assassins is a great last stand kind of story. Yeah, 13 Assassins I think would count. Even if they're the ones launching the trap, but you know. I mean sub, under, not sub like Japanese dub. No, I know what you mean. It's like, yeah, it doesn't hit the level that Baki does. Seven Samurai, though? Seven Samurai I wouldn't really call a Last Stand type movie. I dropped JoJo at Part 8. Should I finish it? You should, because Part 9's going on now. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him. Which Joe mom would you put a ring on? Josuke's mom for me. Josuke's the easy one. Like, yeah, Josuke's mom is pretty good. Suzy Q in Part 2. She's not technically a JoJo mom. She's a JoJo grandma. But Suzy Q in Part 2 is pretty good. Also, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa is pretty great too. Idea for an anime, princess misunderstanding the term special needs, thinking it means powers, easy as a class of retarded students to another world to fight the Demon King. She was like 50 and still looking fine. Lisa, she was older than 50. Because like the whole idea of it was she was using Hamon to like slow down her aging. Kato from Part 8, I would hit so fucking hard. Yeah. Koichi's mom was a sleeper hit. I'm all over that shit like niggas on welfare. I need to remember what Koichi's mom looked like. I have to look her up. Also, Erina is taking out to dinner and protecting. Yeah. Potato wrangling in another world. This anime needs to happen. It's just Timmy and Jimmy from South Park. They're summoned as the heroes that will save the day. I like Koichi's sister more. Once again, I have to look her up. I gotta remember what Koichi's family looked like. Because I thought the Yandere chick was alright. Oh yeah, his mom looked alright. Why isn't that very easy? Can't remember the Bloods or the Crips gets teleported to another world. Oof. F? Why are you hitting F? Ah, okay, never mind, I see why. Yeah, we're spiking. We're spiking bad. Alright, give it 2 seconds. Give it 2 seconds. Give it 2 seconds. There we go, we're back to normal. We're back to normal. Someone pinged me. I gotta see why. Just random shit. Alright. Back to it. Jimmy Timmy Power Hour got him. Hear about the Daily Wire movie, Lady Ballers? I feel really bad for the actors associated with Daily Wire movies, because Daily Wire is going out of their way to make shit. Like, they're gonna make shit to trick all the people that go, you know, what if right-wing people actually got off their ass and tried to make media, and Daily Wire's like, oh, join our company, we totally do that. We're not controlled opposition at all. They make a bunch of like Hallmark movie level bombs that go in fucking nowhere, and now their careers are stuck to that forever. I woke in another world without my Tard Wrangler, and I need to find whole milk and crayons to level up and fight the Demon Lord. One from part 7 with the silly string is my pick. She was pretty good. I also like the fighting game version of the High Priestess user. I forgot her name. Yeah. Fuck. What was her name? She was the magnetic chick. God, what was her fucking name? Because she had the spin-off of the Whole Horse, and it was actually great. Because it took place after Dio died, and they still thought Dio was alive and would kill them. Feel bad for Kira's fake wife. Shinobu deserved better. She did, but it just kind of goes to show how much of a piece of shit Kira was. Not Bastard's user, Midler. Which one was Midler? I thought that was the magnetic chick. Give me a sec. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, this is a completely different chick. Okay. Yeah. Which one was the High Priestess thing? Because I thought that was the chick with magnets. Wait a minute, that was the Undersea? Oh, no. Okay, I know exactly what I screwed up. Oh. The one that makes the face underwater is the High Priestess. I thought that was the Lovers. The Lovers was the magnetic chick. That's what I got confused. Yeah, that's Maria. Yeah. Yeah, you never see Midler. Yeah, you just see her stand. Lovers was Steely Dan? Yeah, Maria was magnetic chick. That's what I thought, yeah. I have no fucking clue what their fucking arcanas were. Would you go on a journey to rescue a princess, and for how much money? A lot. So Steely Dan was the Lovers. Which one was Steely Dan? God, I don't fucking remember anything from part 3. Yeah, Steely Dan was the Lovers, so which one did he do? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I remember him. Yeah, he would like get in your brain and shit. Yeah, okay, now I remember Steely Dan. Yeah. Is part 3 really that forgettable? It's not great, but not that bad. It's not that it's forgettable. It's that it's been a while since I watched it, and I'm confusing a bunch of the arcana, because I'm like, well, no, the magnetic chick, that would make sense for Lovers. It's like I completely forgot about Steely Dan. Is Bayonetta in fact a MILF? I mean, she does have a kid. And a hot take, Viola is fine. It's just everyone wants to argue about fucking everything now. Yeah, he gets the 3-page aura. Yeah, because he was like an exceptional douchebag. Go reread part 3. I don't want to. Growing up is realizing Dragon's Dogma is just a princess in the Tower Tale. You're just Saint George the Dragon Slayer, and it's awesome. Yeah. There's so many stands in part 3. There are a lot of stands. And it doesn't help that, like, the first few of them are really not that good. Kakyoin's first fight is okay. The Emerald Splash. He becomes a lot better when he actually ends up being a party member. Abdul is just fire. Polnareff is the only one where his is simple, but you can see how it works. And even then, it takes a while before they start getting, like, really creative and out there. Nursing Kakyoin's arc was cute. She was pretty good. I'll take Bayonetta 3 had a shit story. All the Bayonetta's game have shit stories. You're not playing for the stories. Like, that was the thing where it came out and everyone's like, man, the story's so bad. It's like, what the fuck do you want from a Bayonetta game? Taking on people arguing how was the bait and switch in Scott Pilgrim. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I've never particularly cared much for Scott Pilgrim, so... Anything in the Infinite Money Stand from Part 8, Joshi tries to get rid of. I enjoyed that arc. Infinite Money Stands always make me go, God, if only. If only. Smasher Pass, Tatsumaki from One Punch Man. That's... If I remember right, she... Was it her or Fubiki? Let me make sure real quick. Because I'm pretty sure those are the sisters.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome.
Okay, yeah, that's Tornado of Terror. I would absolutely smash her her sister.
In these days of uncertainty.
Can Joseph still get it up? I mean, at this point in the manga, he is long dead.
But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Perfect words describe the majority of women in JoJo. Nice, nice.
His words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little
Yeah,
Solace.
Fubiki is way hotter. Oh yeah, One Punch Man women are pretty great.
Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned with
Smash both.
Sylphlands.
Mosquito Girl, though. They literally brought back Mosquito Girl just so the guy making One Punch Man has more women to draw. It's fucking great. He's kind of like Kubo, where he just loves making women.
His wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs.
You think a combat system similar to stands can be done with good Ryan course, or does Araki have that shit locked down, being the premium standard? Well, I mean, there's tons of like JoJo derivative stuff. Hunter x Hunter basically started taking elements from JoJo with the Nen conditions, where those are literally just JoJo stands. Bleach kind of started doing it too with the Bankai, where it's like, hey, these are just JoJo stands a little bit. Rada knows the stuff. He does.
The Twelveswood has suffered enough.
What about Trish in Part 5? Trish is alright. How does she come back? They clone her. Mosquito Girl, they still had data on her DNA. So the fucking scientist dude who, I guess I'm trying to remember the context. I think he like gave up crime and just opened like a ramen shop. He cloned her back to work in the ramen shop.
Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I'm playing Persona. Personas are exactly like stands. Well, yeah, it's an influence. I mean, JoJo's been going on for a long time.
You have my thanks.
One Punch Man author is horny as fuck. And I respect that. I respect that a lot.
Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin.
He did the ultimate life form when Saitama punched it, realizing he missed out on a weekend sale. Yeah. Early One Punch Man's really something special. Later on, it kind of ends up becoming just an unironic action manga, which is fine, because it's still fun.
It is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Yeah, they found her and fixed her. She lost her blood sac. Okay. I thought like they directly cloned her. Thoughts on Pluto? Pluto's pretty damn good. It is really, really fucking good. First playthrough of Persona 4 Golden, I like GA so far, or should I wait? You will eventually like all the girls. All the girls in Persona 4 are great. Yeah. Saitama slapped her with that hand of God. No way she's surviving that. It's a blatant retcon, but it's funny. Who cares? Pretty sure there's a scene in the manga that depicts Fubuki and Psychos kissing back in high school. So? Plus, Murata's god tier art keeps me going so fucking good. He is a very good artist. Like how villains who fight Saitama and live become well-adjusted people of society. It is always a funny punchline. Better shitpost dub, Shin-chan, or Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories, that state, I've really soured on hearing about the story behind that, and it's like, you directly fucked this anime over, so... Oof. Is Mosquito Girl clone good? Well, apparently it's not even a clone, it's just the Mosquito Girl. She just didn't die in the fight with Saitama. And yeah, she's good. She works at the shop. That's a Mob Psycho 100. I liked it. I kind of lost track of it, but I liked what I saw. Yeah. This means we might get Whip Girl back. You might. All depends if Murata's like, man, I should not have killed her. Mosquito Woman becomes a housewife. That's funny. Saitama doesn't understand sex. He just wants friends. Gonna go to sleep to your 21-hour Berserk video. Have a good night, or I'll turn on your bathroom light when you get comfy for bed over and over and over. My John's Daily Life Review when? I mean, it's a gore comic. You jerk off to gore. There you go. Any thoughts on Shaman King? There's a shonen series I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. I haven't checked it out. I got into Undead Unluck, and so far that one's pretty damn fun. Hentai is much more ethical than normal live-action porn. No human trafficking, no drug addictions, no STDs. Live-action porn is imperfect by definition. I asked you to write an essay about the Founding Fathers, but okay. I don't know why this came to my mind, but does anyone remember Inuashiki, the anime with the old man cyborg? Yeah, Hiroya Oku. A fucking madman. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Would you like to try our Baconator combo? You get to bang any wife of your choice and it'll be the best sex ever. The catch and you drink some piss? No. I will never... I will stand firm on my principles. No. Chef, I'm not watching Mushoku Tensei banner for the channel. Someone else asks, I'm peacefully protesting him. Is Season of Undead Unlock done yet? Because I'm dying to binge it. I don't know if it's done, but I've been enjoying it. It's pretty damn good. Pretty fun. It's like, I like the fact that the main guy is just, you know, helplessly psychotic. Like, he is just so out and out crazy. It's like, you know what, this works. This is pretty good. You can bang Casca, though. Here's the thing, though. Drinking piss? No. That's no good. A winner does not ever do bathroom stuff. Christ's sister's trying to give hints to town, but doesn't want relationships. Who's pissed? The question was, you could bang the waifu of your dreams, but you have to drink a little bit of piss during it. And I'm just like, no. No. Ever seen Dark? German sci-fi series. Yeah, I hear it's really good. It's like a time travel type thing. It's like, I might check it out. Thoughts on the second half of Death Note? No, it's not as good as the first, but Mello had a cool design. I just resent the fact they kill L off like they do. I will always resent that. I don't care. So a winner never piss, and a winner never drinks piss. Like there are lines a man is not supposed to cross, and that's one of them. Would you ever consider doing an Ace Attorney stream? Doesn't matter which one. That would be interesting. Have you read the manga All You Need Is Kill? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. It's interesting. If it was Shizuka from what, Zom 100, I'm down a gallon. You guys need to understand, you don't have to go that far. She'll respect you more if you say no. Do you hear Eminem is in Fortnite? He has an emote where he'll just do the entire Slim Shady song. So people have been having like rap battles. You can bang the wife of your choice, but have to finish the entire tall boy can of Arizona's herbal tea. Would you do it? I mean, Arizona's herbal tea. What's the downside there? And what flavor of tea? Because if it's like an Arnold Palmer, where it's like half lemonade, half sweet tea, dude, I drink that regularly. Creepy Weirdo for $2. Ever watched the anime Mar? It was good, I think. I've not. I've never heard of it. She'll respect me more if I never talk to her.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children.
Arizona Herbal Tea is his own line and is foul. Alright, I might look into it.
Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
I honestly hope Capcom makes more remasters of the Onimusha games. They would be fun. They would be very fun.
The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
What waifu figure statues do you own? I don't own any waifu ones. I have like Berserk ones.
Carest not for my children's desires.
You can bang the waifu of your dreams, but Arizona goes up in price. Oh no, it goes from like 99 cents a can to like $1.50 a can. How tragic. Fellow Arnold Palmer enjoyer, I see. It is good. It is very good. My friends called me Paul Dano's Riddler with Riz. I've not seen that movie. Should I feel insulted? Yes, very much so.
Thy conflict have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
I'm gonna have sex with this female Atronach from Oblivion, and I find the female Atronachs in Oblivion sexy over their bodies made of about 87% fire. That sounds like a you problem.
In the beginning, no such duality existed. For light and dark.
Female goblin serenade. Nay. I do not want to fuck midgets.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature.
With Riz, Mr. Skidward. With Riz.
Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Speaking of Ramu, today's sponsor is Manscaped.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges.
Is that the lightning wizard? Yeah, it's Ramu.
I should entrust so precious a gift to thee.
By the 12 packs of Arizona half and half, been using them as a metric to measure inflation. Yeah.
Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in
shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst
Won't lie, it was weird that last year there was a spike and people were into short stacks and it all just vanished. They got accused of being pedophiles. I'm not even kidding. It's really gotten that bad.
That thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
That's on the legendary black Pokemon Zekrom and how he's the only one who can satisfy Reshiram while just an RPG watches. It is December 1st. We're in the end zone. Yep. It is now December 1st. I mean, it's been like an hour and a half for me, but I wasn't paying attention to the clock. But yeah, we're now officially in Christmas season. What's with all the Manscaped sponsors lately? It's an advertising campaign, and they pay out big to YouTubers.
It is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
I got cockblocked by this girl. Either called me a sandwich or herself a sandwich. Can you decipher that? No.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage.
Padaru, Padaru.
Made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye.
Lady May Twilight said nowadays she cast Jenny Ortega or some guy. He's 26 and she's 21. People call that pedophilic. Like, just the fuck up already. Yeah, it is just idiots on Twitter who refuse to ever leave people alone because that does not get them clout. And if you even call that out, they go, well, of course you go and defend pedophiles. Like, no, I'm just tired of people accusing each other of it.
I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
They used the Sam Fisher sound effects. It did, in fact, sound like Sam Fisher. Just an RPG wrote that once in Unintentional Cuckoldry. Oh yeah, the Zekrom thing. But more than that, like he talks about when to eat Reshiram's shit. And it's like, what is with you and Reshiram? Of course, to answer that question would, you know, be a whole other fucking thing. Just an RPG is the epitome of that boy ain't right. Asheni Soroyo. Oh, sorry, yo. I don't know how to fucking sing that song. Kind of hyped for Dungeon Meshi anime. I am too. I think it'll actually be really good. I believe we should put all Twitter activists on special trains. I'm hearing no downsides. Yeah, stuck in Luigi's stomach, yeah. Just repeat Padaru, Padaru, Padaru over and over again. Fair enough. It seems to work. So now we wait. Open the asylums back up, please. Asheri Sori Okazu Kaze no Yu Nitsuki Mihara wa Padaru Padaru. Would you fuck a ranch girl who's a big fan of horses? On one hand, I want to say yes. On the other hand, it's like, oh god, I'm going to find out that she's too into horses. You fucked the song up? I fully expect I fucked the song up. Yeah, they started to call people in their 20s post-adolescent. What cope? Yeah, it's like, dude, no, you're a fucking adult. You are an adult at that point. Get the fuck over it. Horse girls are scary. They'll show signs of psychopathy. What year do you think was the best internet culture-wise? 2000. Before the internet was a thing. No, you know what? 1950. That was the best year. She likes the horses that Pippa likes. Also MLP. So then that's just Pippa, in which case, no. I'll drop off the hay like I was paid to, but I'm not going to stay there any longer. Apparently She-Hulk Season 2 has been canned, no real loss, yeah. How would you explain to a friend's wife that he's fucking the family dog? I don't know. That would be hard. It's like, on one hand, you want to ruin his life. On the other hand, you don't want to mess the wife up too bad because she's an innocent in it. So all I'll say is the dog's not the only one wearing the collar. Oh, Jesus, not Pippa, please. You don't want to be part of Pippa's bizarre family? Not really. I would rather not join Phase Connect. I don't want to post my feet. I dated a horse girl. She didn't own one, but her room was wall-to-wall horse figurines. I don't know what it's with women and horses. It's like, if you've been around horses, it's like they're big dumb animals. Pippa's pregnant again, by the way. Oh, okay. That's nice. Do any of you actually expect Pippa is not a brony? A lot of the Phase girls are. Which, I mean, like, all fairness to them, they are women in their 20s. So around the time MLP was a thing, they would have been the right age group to where it was actually socially acceptable to like it. But big, dumb, dangerous animals. The ones I was around were just lazy. I went up to my cousin's horse ranch and, like, it was just big, dumb. Would you plab Jotoro's mom? She is pretty good. She a rural girl. That is true. That is true. Why so much feet? I think it was a meme that started with Pippa, and it just kind of spread to the rest of the Phase Connect girls. You got to ride the horse? Yeah. It was nice. Just as a big, dumb, lazy animal. As soon as we started riding around, he wanted to go right back into the barn. It's like, hey, you son of a bitch, I'm still riding you. You watch the Hoof PD? What the fuck? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I actually know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like the YouTube videos of, like, them taking care of, like, horse hooves and all that. Yeah, I've seen one or two of those. Always the weirdest. It seems Netflix trying to make The Witcher into an anime with Sirens of the Deep. Well, they did that before with, what was that, like, Cry of the Wolf, Mark of the Wolf? The one that was about, the mentor to Geralt. God, what was his fucking name? Why am I forgetting his name? He was awesome. No, Brotherhood of the Wolf, and it was, what's his face? I was tricked into eating horse. My uncle in Louisiana fed my family horse as a prank, said it was steak, fun times. Yeah. I assume it's like just leaner beef. They don't seem very fatty. Vesemir, yeah, it was Vesemir, yeah. Because it was literally the guy that taught Geralt, and Geralt is actually in the orphan group at the end of the movie. Been watching your stuff a long time, and it was a relief every time, especially over the last month and more. Thanks for the streaming and making videos. Cheers from Israel. Yeah. You guys are definitely going through, boy, howdy, you guys going through some interesting times. Yeah, horse meat's like deer meat. Okay, so that might be pretty good. I think probably the most flavorful meat I've ever eaten is lamb. Like, lamb meat, for some reason, has so much flavor to it. It's fucking great. There was a kid who was in special ed class in my high school, claimed he got kicked in the head full force by a horse. I mean, if he was in special ed, that would make sense. Horse meat's very tough. Okay. Yeah. I know it was kind of like a not ideal horse. It was like a not ideal meat to eat back in, like, settler times. But that might just come from the fact that it's a very useful animal. Where it's like, hey, why are you eating the horse, not riding it? Hour of the Wolf? I thought it was Brotherhood of the Wolf. I heard human meat isn't half bad if you season it right. It's pork. They literally call it long pig. So it tastes like pork. Are the Witcher animes any good? I've been avoiding Netflix Witcher because of what they did with the live action series. The movie with Vesemir is aggressively okay. I mean, it is literally just Season 1 Castlevania, where Vesemir is like this irresponsible playboy and he learns to be more responsible from the main plot. It doesn't have near as many problems as Netflix Castlevania, but it still is kind of like, At least it's something to where, like, the over-the-top edginess does make sense, because that is just The Witcher. Like, Witcher has over-the-top edgy shit to it. So... Has anyone tried goat? I've not tried actual dedicated goat, but I would like to. Dog is very stringy. Current deployment was wild. I mean, like, fucking Middle Eastern cultures, like, literally breed and cook dogs to eat. Vesemir, the recent Witchers are rumored to have a high libido. I mean, it makes sense. They don't have to worry about having kids or STDs. Basic movie, if it's not offensive, but it kind of changes the backstory of how the wolf school fell. Yeah. I mean, on one hand, you can say it changes the backstory. On the other hand, it's like the Netflix version is its own continuity, and they've changed so much already that it's more of like, it's good for a backstory for the Netflix stuff. Even if the Netflix stuff completely fucked everything up. Because, I mean, yeah, it's like... that dog eating dogs was haram. No, some will do it. Have you watched the Altered Carbon anime movie? It looks fine, but I never got around to getting into the main series. No. I had a friend of mine that said it was good, though. Sometimes goats get stinky. That's any farm animal. Any farm animal can stink. Goat milk ice cream is good. That's interesting. Rabbit meat is good. I heard rabbit's very lean. Like, you have to kind of cook it right to give it flavor. You ever eat fish eyes? They're pretty good. I have not, but I've heard fish eyes are kind of they kind of trick people where they look super gross. Then you bite into it and it's basically just water. Kind of crazy. I can just peel a rabbit. Yeah, sucks to be a rabbit. Still need to try gator. Gator is what you keep hearing. It is that first time you bite into it, and it's like, oh, that kind of tastes like chicken. Then you get that watery taste, kind of like you bit into frog. It's frog chicken. Ever have rattlesnake? I have not. Yeah, rabbit meat's very, very lean, and that's something you don't want to eat every day. Not enough protein. Yeah, you need that fat. That fat's good for you. One of the reasons ribeyes are my favorite cut of steak. There's so much fat to them. They're great. Frog chicken only makes it sound better. Some people really like that. Gator's kind of stringy too. A little bit. As to it's kind of the fishy aspect to it. You ever had gnome meat? I met some gnomes. It was not a good time. Remember Last of Us 2, Abby was able to keep her physique on rabbit meat? Yeah, that was bullshit. It's like, no, you need meat with a lot more iron content to it, a lot more protein to it, a lot more fats to it. Because that just makes your body run better. You're not really supposed to ever do a vegan diet. We're not built for that. How to make beef tallow? Well, it's just animal fat. It's just beef fat. Beef fat, I think, is like preserved in a specific way. I have noticed more people are trying out cooking with beef tallow, and it's like, yeah, it has really good results. Every time because I bought some beef tallow recently to like fry chicken with my family, and like every time we used the tallow, it was so fucking good. Just it dries really well. You don't really taste the oil too much. It is just good. It is fantastic. Compared to especially like vegetable oil, where all you taste is that oil. It gives that aftertaste. It's like, ugh. Yeah, it's rendered sweet. Okay. Beef tallow is rendered beef fat. Basically, boil the fat chunks and filter out the solids. That makes sense. Yeah, there's no way enough protein in rabbits compared to how much chicken breast has. Oh, yeah. Chicken breast, I think, is like the highest... It's like the highest meat with protein in it. think. Because, like bodybuilders, when they try to like bulk up, you know, they try to bulk up on protein, they'll eat a lot of chicken. Is it expensive? Beef tallow? It can be. So cut the fat off ribeye. A little bit more complicated than that. Rabbit starvation is a thing. Yeah, it is a thing. That's what, partially what killed the one dude, the Into the Wild guy. Because he ate rabbits and berries, and it just wasn't enough to sustain him, and he starved to death, even though he was eating. Vegans will look you in the eye and say their diet's natural, and the true human diet, meanwhile, their hair is white at 40 and subsist off nutrient tablets. Oh, yeah. It's like, no, all I know is whenever I kind of feel tired or sluggish, it's usually because of a vitamin deficiency. So I'll pick up like beef jerky or something, I'll eat it, and it usually helps, and I'm like perked up, back awake. It's literally something I'll feel in real time where I'll eat the jerky and then I'll just start perking up and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm awake now. Nuts and berries, yeah or nay? I mean, yeah, you can have nuts and berries, they're good for you. It's just the fact that like they won't sustain you in a survival situation. You prefer regular or boneless wings? I know the hot take. I know everyone's like, you're working for more meat. You know, it's a pain in the ass. It's all messy. I like regular wings. There's something about them. They just taste better. Like boneless wings are just chicken nuggets. Yeah, he died of rabbit starvation. He was taking in the calories to sustain himself, but didn't have the requirements for his organs to keep working. Yeah. I say he needed that animal fat, the more nutrients to it that actually would help him sustain his body. That beef and milk help to bulk up. That too, but I think chicken has like the highest amount of protein, I think. Into the Wild was a great book, and Sean Penn made it into a film full of whimsy and bullshit. Yeah, welcome to Sean Penn. The wrong Penn died. Yeah, the elk he killed rotted. Yeah, that definitely didn't help. Because he didn't know how to clean it properly. Where like you have to dry it in a specific way to where none of the blood is left in the body. Because the blood is the thing that once the blood starts rotting, that will rot the rest of the meat. If you can air dry it, you actually can keep meat sustainable even out in the open for a while. Yeah, it's the bone marrow. Yeah. Bone marrow and wings, yeah, something about it. I think it just cooks into the meat. Critical said that bone eaters need to wear a bib, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm using 5 napkins. What do you mean? What do you mean need to wear a bib? Like, how do you think people are eating them? It's like, no, I'm not going to eat them and have it, like, wiped off on my shirt. No, I'm going to use napkins. A smoked ripe meat could be up to 6 months to a year optimally. Oh, yeah. How would you cook a rabbit? I've never actually had rabbit. Mainly because I think bunnies are too cute. Like, I would feel bad eating a rabbit. Boneless wings are cheaper, though. Yeah, and you taste what you bought. I wouldn't listen to fitness influencers. A lot of them are on those Trenbolene sandwiches, roids. Just look at their shoulders. I mean, just look at Liver King. It's like, oh yeah, I'm on an old natty diet, and he looks like fucking a parody. I have a beard, I don't eat regular wings. Most places, even wet wipes, dude, has taller mentality. Yeah, right? Yeah, napkins for the win, then wash your hands. A lot of places now, though, they'll provide you with a little tiny package of, like, wet wipes. That's all you need to, like, wipe them off, clean them after you're done eating, and just wipe your hands off with the napkins. And there you go. Ever catch a fish with your hands? They're funny when they squirm around. I've not. I know people love doing that, though. The catfishing. The actual catfishing, not the online one. Where you, like, stick your hand in a hole where the catfish is at, and then you wait for them to bite onto your hand, you pull them out of the water. People love doing that. Liver King literally looks like he's about to stroke after eating cow balls and deer dick for 20 minutes. Yeah. Because he's, like, forcing his body to intake stuff he's not really supposed to be eating. I would eat rabbit and pretend it's Pippa. One great fuck you to Pippa fans. Yeah, he looks like a South Park character. He really does. I know Chris Penn was Sean Penn's actual brother. Damn right, he was better. He was, and this is my personal conspiracy theory. He looks a lot like Jonah Hill, doesn't he? He kind of sounded like him too, so part of me's kind of wondering, like, I think Jonah should get a paternity test. I think that guy might be his dad. Thoughts on Gypsy Crusader? It is sad what happened to him. His story is a fucking tragedy. In multiple ways, not just his life was ruined by Antifa and he just full-on became a fucking white nationalist, but also got arrested for bullshit gun charges, spent time in prison. Dude got fucked over bad. Eating donuts and chalky milk. Yeah, there you go. Ultimate workout. Your flavor for wings? Why is it lemon pepper? Lemon pepper on occasion. Lemon pepper wings are unironically pretty fucking good. But sometimes traditional buffalo just hits the spot. Traditional buffalo, just it's what you want at the moment, and it's great. Who's Sean Penn? He played in I Am Sam, and he played Harvey Milk in the movie Milk. Which, yeah. In your opinion, does the OG Mad Max still hold up? I haven't seen it in a while, but I liked it. Yeah, Antifa ruined his life because he was at a rally. Yeah, literally. Oh, yeah, anything because I'm Chinese. Yeah, fair enough. There you go. Chinese have an interesting culture. It's not about how it tastes, about how it goes down the throat. Harvey Milk was a commie kid toucher, ironically. Yeah. The book that was meant to puff up Harvey after he died outright admitted he groomed 14-year-old boys for sex. Use headphones or speakers? I use headphones. Because, you know, it's more direct. It's right against my ear. And I'm fucking deaf, so. Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, he was in that too. Is there a specific site you use to download YouTube videos, or do you record them somehow? I use sites, and no, you're always going to have to need multiple. You're going to have to need multiple because that's just how it is. YouTube loves taking them down. I used to think Gypsy Crusader was a Fed till he got arrested. I don't think he's a Fed. I think he is a true believer, and I think he just suffered the consequences of being a true believer. Sean Penn's Joaquin Phoenix if Phoenix was more autistic and up his own ass. Yeah, and that says a lot. Yeah, and you, Lolly, know a lot about taking it down the throat. But headphones, HD 598, not even that, just some, like, fucking Sony ones I picked up. They were like $30 and I've just had them for years. Who is Harvey Milk? First openly gay mayor of, like, San Francisco, I think. As stated, eventually was outed as a pedophile groomer. And he was also partially responsible for Jonestown. So She-Hulk Season 2 got canceled? Yeah, we talked about that. Halo Season 2 is happening. Oh boy. Gamerware is a scam anyway. It really is. Like, I bought a gaming chair and it was like one of the worst things I ever had to fucking sit on. I literally just stole a chair from like the office I worked at when they bought new ones. It's been a million times better. He was? Harvey Milk? Yeah, he was a pedophile groomer. Master Cheeks. Yeah. What's your opinion on Evangelion? It's okay. I don't buy into the hype near as much as other people. I just don't really like Shinji as the protagonist. I understand why it was made. I understand the place Anno was at the time. I just don't care for it. Harvey Milk also had direct ties to the Communist Party. Not even surprising. Oh, Jonestown? Jim Jones at the time was a major political influencer in California. Harvey Milk puffed him up and like talked about how great he was, and I think there was outright a branch of the church in San Francisco. And a bunch of the people in San Francisco like gave him financial backing. Favorite Gantz girl? I really liked the short-haired chick who died. Died during like the statue arc where they had to fight the evil statue. People shit-talked her all the time, and I was like, I thought she was good. Like, oh, but she was such a dick to the main character. It's like, yeah, the main character, they kept trying to pressure her for sex. No wonder she was a dick to him. Think the Nintendo will stick with the Switch? They will eventually upgrade. Yeah, Harvey Milk's reputation was cemented as Rainbow Martyr because that retard who shot him got acquitted because of the Twinkie defense. Yeah. MC was an ass at that point. Yeah, right? It's like he was a dick. It makes sense why they didn't really like each other. He was trying to pressure her into sex. Corona was fucking terrible before he died. Was better once he came back. Yeah. Once again, that's why I didn't really hate her that much. Because, like, yeah, main guy was, like, a exceptional asshole because he didn't really take the situation seriously. His buddy was the one that, like, from the word go was kind of perking up and being the leader. It took him literally dying for him to realize, oh, shit, this could happen. What do you think about Snowpiercer? Snowpiercer's not bad. I like it. That's the one where people talk about, like, the separation of class and how it's about capitalism, and I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense for that movie. It couldn't be more obvious with that movie. What's your opinion on Twitter retardation, never-ending abyss of egoism and arrogance of people nowadays? Yeah, it's just, for some reason, allowed to be mainstream. All the most obnoxious people become the most popular. It's like, everyone sees a character like Eric Cartman, and we're told over and over again he's a cautionary tale, don't act like him. People just decide to act like him for some reason. That's just how it is. You see the new Scott Pilgrim show on Netflix? They took him out of 90% of it. Yeah, I stated, I never cared about Scott Pilgrim, so it wasn't a big deal to me. The funny part was all the people on Twitter going, of course the incel man babies are upset that they're making Scott look like a piece of shit. Did they not even read the comic? And everyone we retweeted with the negative XP song of like, the people who don't like Scott Pilgrim made it abundantly clear they don't like Scott Pilgrim. They wrote an entire song talking about how it's fucking phony and just Tumblr-right bullshit bait. What the fuck you mean incel man babies like Scott Pilgrim? Eric Cartman's a litmus test to determine who's a little shit and who isn't. Yeah. Everyone has moments where they act like Eric Cartman when they were a kid. We can all admit it. The point is you're willing to admit it. The Gans Ball did out Kay as being horny for her, so she did know he liked her and tried to freeload off of him by being his pet, so the fault isn't completely his. Even then, I wouldn't call it freeload because she was literally homeless. What the fuck could she do? Like, she was homeless because the actual her that was still alive was living in her house. Like, she had nowhere to go, so she kind of relied on him, and he was being a dick and tried to pressure her for sex as, like, a reward. It's like, yeah, he took it far. He was an asshole. People who liked Scott Pilgrim knew he was a piece of shit, and that's why they liked him. Yeah, it was, like, the whole point of the comic. It's like, yeah, Scott's a dick. Like, he's a dick, and half the fun is he kind of gets his own comeuppance a lot of the time. I always thought Cartman's a funny character, but the idea of being like him was something I thought something no one wanted. No one wants to, but everyone has moments where they do. Not even that you want to, is that you'll just act like him. Because he's just an aspect of human nature. He's just the petty, the vindictive, the asshole, the spoiled. It's like, yeah, everyone has moments of acting like that. It's just being human. What's your favorite IPs that represent your liking and taste? I mean, Berserk. Hands down, Berserk. Scott's a dick, but Ramona's an even bigger piece of shit. Yeah. Like the part of the movie where the girl jumps out the window right behind him, then he's all like, oh, she just left. That was actually a good moment of visual comedy. Oh yeah, people like Scott Pilgrim. The Edgar Wright movie got really fucking popular. It's the fact that there was the entire bucking against of it, where everyone knew it was Tumblr bait, and like all the girls that saw Ramona Flowers and went, oh my god, literally me. I mean, that was literally what fucking happened with that movie. So you had guys like Negative XP who directly wrote songs making fun of that. And now that the show is out, all the people are like, They're trying to score W's on Twitter by going, oh, well, you people are just mad it wasn't about Scott and how cool he was. And the response so far has been, how fucking clear do we need to make it that we never liked Scott Pilgrim? We never liked this fucking series. I always say the feminist bitching about the manic pixie dream girl shit when Ramona isn't the only outlandish character, just another way for them to bitch. Yeah, I mean, you can have the tropes and they're just fine. It's the fact that they framed it in a way to say that if you have the trope whatsoever, you're a bad person, which is the bad thing to do, because everyone uses these tropes because they're recognizable and they fucking work. When you start demonizing using any trope whatsoever, that's where you get the, well, you didn't see that coming epidemic that we see now, where everything has to be over-the-top subversion, literally screaming in your ear, no, it's different, I swear it's different. And now it's just made its own new brand of cliches that are even more obnoxious. So I take it you wouldn't tap Ramona Flowers then? No. Scott was never cool. Whatever happened to Negative XP school shooter? I think he still does stuff. Scott was explicitly not cool, never got into it, only saw the first 20 minutes of the movie and I caught that. Yeah, right? Dear God, no. At least the Scott Pilgrim game's a pretty fun beat 'em up. It's a good series about bad characters. Like, that's always been the point of it. Like, the characters are douchebags, but it's fun to watch their adventures. A crane company fired all their female staff for putting the short dick symbol in their promotional videos. Now feminists over there are doxing the male, not safe for work hours associates. Yeah, it's insane. Korea's having their own Gamergate right now. It's nuts. If you want to avoid tropes, never read or write or watch any story. Yeah. Things like Extraction, Mr. Nobody, they aren't subversive. We love them for it. Yeah. That Scott Pilgrim song is unironically actually pretty good. It is good. Hey, Gauss Cult still going strong. Yeah. Alright, so I do believe that we're pretty much stuck for the night. This is our new fucking point to get past for the night. It's the striking tree. So let me, because it is almost 2 a.m. here, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up. Not completely over yet, but I'm gonna start wrapping it up. As an actual fan of Scott Pilgrim, this whole situation pisses me off. Yeah. What's Scott Pilgrim? It's a indie comic book series. It's basically a dweeby guy has to fight this girl's exes in order to get with her. And the whole idea is Scott's kind of a douchebag. Let me make sure Steam isn't going to try to sneak anything up. Oh, yep. That's exactly what I knew you were going to do. Okay. It would actually be easier to move the chat over here, back to where it was. I think Scott Pilgrim came over to this country on the Mayflower. We got another rabbit hole video like Nostalgia Critic this Christmas? No, I already know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be much more positive, much better. Why don't you link Shota's channels to yours? Because he doesn't want that. He wants to build everything up on his own. Alright. I gotta crack my bones a little bit. Is it finally Wolfenstein? No, it's gonna be Gintama. It's gonna be great. The point that everyone low-key sucked in that comic. Yeah, that was kind of the point of it. Like, everyone thought they were the main character, and it turns out they were all just kind of losers. We not claim Kaguya as a waifu. She was not made for that. Do you mean Kagura? And funny at the end, Scott just went, I chat with all the 7, fuck this, and leaves. Shota only streams, no video, just stream. Yeah. I liked how they did the vegan in that movie. Yeah. Scott's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. He uses knives as a rebound, but doesn't sexually use her. At most, they held hands. Yeah, but still. The whole point is, like, they're douchebag losers, but they're not evil. You know, even the 7Xs he fights aren't necessarily evil. In fact, they kind of make some good points about Scott himself, where it's like, dude, you're kind of a douche. All right. Did you ever cover the Valkyria series or anime in particular? Maybe. I liked Valkyria Chronicles a lot. It was pretty good. This guy was approached by knives, and he was such a low self-esteem bitch and flattered he didn't turn her down. He never tried to fuck her. Yeah. It's just everyday assholes cranked up to 11. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of it. As stated, they're not like over-the-top evil, mustache-twirling villains. They're just kind of like random douchebags with very over-the-top logic. Is a girl with this many exes worth fighting for? Assholes, aka Canadians. You know what? Fair enough. Valkyria is one of the more fun RTS games I've played. Okay, is it Valkyria or like Valeria, Valkyria? Like, because Valkyria Chronicles is turn-based. It's not really RTS. I mean, it has elements of it where like people just spray at you if you walk past them, but you know what I mean. Alright, so I hope everyone's going to enjoy their holiday season. It's going to crank up real fast. We only have 24 days till Christmas. It's going to be pretty fucking good. I'm going to be working on stuff over here on my end. I'm going to be setting up for the new year, because new year I plan on getting a whole bunch of stuff that's been on the back burner for a while done, because there's no Berserk Saga to get in the way. I am free. So I can catch up on stuff that's really, really been held back. But yeah. Everyone can check out Final Fantasy XIV. Great video game. Very good video game. Excellent video game. And make sure to read Shadiversity's book, which is full of the naked black men that want to fuck white women. You know, because that's important. And he also rapes an underage minor and is a Jedi. Interesting book. Very interesting book. Very, very good. Very, very unique. All seriousness, no. Yeah, it's funny. So, he's so cute and damaged. Alright. But yeah, I'm going to call it. It is 2 a.m. here, and I'm going to get some sleep. Thanks to everybody who showed up. It was pretty damn good. I read it, and that's all true.